The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Celebrate Christmas in July with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Get huge savings with $1,776 off a new multi-head ductless system. Visit standardheating.com to discover all the goodies in Santa's bag.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93.
Hello, cool kitty.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
It's National Kitten Day.
But I'm allergic to cats.
Well, today's not your day.
I figured anyone living alone with 73 cats needs to have a double XL Minnie Mouse sweatshirt.
Thank you so much. This won't fit at all. It's perfect.
Haven't seen you at the Clam.
Well, I've been pretty busy. So can I get you something to drink?
What do you got?
Well, I've got water with cat hair in it.
Anything else?
I've got lemonade with cat hair in it.
Kind of a summer drink. Anything else?
Cat hair ginger ale. You want to just take a look in the fridge, see what I got?
Is your cat making too much noise all the time? Is your cat constantly stomping around, driving you crazy? Is your cat clawing at your furnitures? Think there's no answer? You're so stupid. There is. Kitten mittens. Finally, there's an elegant, comfortable mitten for cats. Kitten mittens. You'll be smitten. So come on down to Patty's Pub. We're the home of the original kitten mittens. Meow.
It's showtime.
Yeah, there you go. Welcome to the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. I know it sounds crazy, and you didn't see it coming at all, but it is Wednesday morning. What a great crowd we've got out there. What are we celebrating today? Cats?
National Kitten Day? Is that what we're celebrating?
Sure are.
I got a stupid idiot cat. I like cats.
I lived with a couple of cats. I work with a bunch of cool cats.
I used to hate cats until I got one in my relationship I have now.
You grew up a little bit is what you did.
Yeah, well, I was always a dog person.
I'm allergic to cats, so that I have to keep my distance a little bit. It's much better, though. I was on a medication for a while that helped quite a bit.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
It's called anabolic steroids. It shrunk my testicles, but I could be around cats.
Hell yeah. You had to take some dope in order to live with a cat.
Yeah. When I first moved out, I recommend when you first move out, Waffle, you can attest to this in a way, move in with a girlfriend that you haven't known super long. That's a really good idea. That's what
Excellent
I did.
Excellent plan.
But, I wanted to get out of the house. The commune I grew up in, wonderful people, some of them. But I just couldn't do it anymore.
You had to get the hell out of there.
Right.
Yep, I get it. Totally get it.
Signed my first very low-paying contract, one of many around here, and decided, all right, it's time. So I moved out with a girlfriend, and she had a couple of cats, which I loved them, but it was really rough at first as far as the allergies go.
Snot pouring down your face.
Could barely see. It was ridiculous.
You can't breathe.
Yeah.
You can't see.
That was 100% me, but I just eventually got used to it.
Yeah, after a while, I could get off the medication, and I was fine. But
Unless I touch a cat and then directly afterwards touch my face, then it's game over.
I'll tell you what was that friggin' cat song that we used to play? Can we still play that song?
I'm a Stupid Cat?
I loved that tune.
Yeah, you know what? We can now.
That's one of my favorite
Well, we got to
tunes.
take it out of the podcast. It's called I'm a Stupid Cat if you're a podcast.
I've loved this for years. It's one of my favorite all-time songs. I'm a Stupid Cat.
Music has been taken out of this portion of the Half-Ass Morning Show podcast for licensing reasons.
That's how you write a song.
That's brilliant.
I've never heard that before. That is so perfect.
Then you need to watch the video.
Yeah, you need to watch the video.
You'll love the video,
Ashley.
Oh, really?
There's a video where the cat sees a piece of paper.
I'll check it out.
It's a great... That was a mainstay around here for years, wasn't it, Josh?
Yeah.
We loved to play. I like the
Great
part
song,
when he says...
great video.
I like the part when he says, "'Cause I don't even know I'm gonna die."
Yeah.
So true.
I forget, is that the same guys that did the Cleveland song?
Sure.
I think it is.
Yeah, Fun Times in Cleveland today.
Yeah, similar styles, huh? All right, fine. We'll celebrate cats a little bit around here.
Yeah, Medical Device Jesus said it's the same guys that do the Cleveland song.
Cleveland song was fun, too.
I always wanted a cat growing up, and I would ask my mom for one all the time, and she said, we can't get a cat. I'm allergic to cats. And so that kind of squashed that dream for me. And I was like 23, 24, and my mom was going to stop by at me and my girlfriend's place, and she had a cat, so I warned my mom, like, oh, we can the cat's going to be here. You're allergic. And she goes, oh, no, Dana, say I just said that so you would stop bugging me about getting a cat. I'm not actually allergic to cats.
That's awesome.
Oh, man, I wish I would have said I was allergic to turtles. I wish I would have said I was allergic to a couple of my youngest buddies who are over all the time. I didn't know you could get away with something like that.
That's a great bit.
Completely, but just I was like, what?
My son, if he asked for a PlayStation, oh, man, I'd love to get a PlayStation. That'd be great. But I have an allergy. Unfortunately, Dad's allergic to PlayStation.
I'm allergic to $600 video games.
Yeah, I'm allergic to any gift over $35.
That's a great story, Dana. We just covered that recently. You know how highly I think of adults who mislead children for their own personal gain.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great...
I mean, I've pulled bits like that with the kids, but they know it's a bit. I've never really tried that for real. Where they want to go someplace, I'm sorry, they shut down.
Oh, it's closed on Sundays.
Or there are certain days of the week where I don't speak any English, so you can't bug me. You know, I don't understand what they're saying, or I try and convince them that they're crazy. Like, I'm sorry, I don't understand a word coming out of your mouth. What's going on today?
This is really interesting. Just received a text from a listener by the name of More Anxiety Than Hair Jesus. He texts a lot.
Hung out with him on the boat, he and his fiance.
Yeah,
I'd like him to dummy down his text messages a little bit. But anyway, he texts all the time, and I'm getting burned out on it. I'm kidding, of course.
I was going to say, that's all?
My God. More anxiety than hair, Jesus. No, I love it when you get a hold of us. This rings a bell. I think he has told us this before. He begins his text by saying, I'm pretty sure I've told this story before, and it does sound familiar. He says, I had, for real, cat scratch fever as a kid. Caught it from one of our cats.
Oh, that freaks me out.
Does that story ring a bell, Josh?
Yes.
So, can someone look it up? And I mean, I could wait for More Anxiety Than Hair Jesus to get back to us and tell us how this started and everything. But our text machine is such a pile of garbage, I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait. Can someone look up real deal cat scratch fever? How does that kick in?
It looks bad.
Yeah,
So go ahead. I'm sorry, Ashley.
It's because it's from them stepping in like their litter box,
right,
and then scratching you with their nails, and you get super sick.
Okay.
Like, you get,
it's
I think you throw up a lot. Like you
throw up a lot.
Yeah, headaches. I think
unprovoked erections in men and women.
Oh, hell yeah!
It's real bad.
Okay, yes, okay.
Oh,
I've heard of that before, and maybe it was the last time More Anxiety Than Hair Jesus brought it up to the program. What were you saying?
You can get bumps or cysts under your skin. Oh, nasty.
Well, okay, yeah, sure.
That's where they occur. I'm not fat. I'm aerodynamic. Jesus sent us a picture of he and his cat, and I gotta say, adorable. The cat is too. This is Sammy. Do you guys see a picture of Sammy? Look for a text from I'm not fat. I'm aerodynamic. Jesus.
Yeah, go ahead. Send us pictures of you and your cat.
Sammy is a good cat.
That's a big cat.
That's a big boy.
All right, yeah, that's great. Send up. We like pictures of you and your cat. Yeah, the cat scratch fever story. I knew we had heard something like that before.
Oh, wow. More Anxiety Than Hair Jesus checked back in. He had to have surgery to remove a big-ass growth in my armpit, he says.
He is a big-ass growth in someone else's armpit.
Yeah.
Looks like.
I bet that was unrelated.
Backyard haircut, Jesus, on the topic of parents or people pretending they're allergic to something they don't want to do, or in your case, Dana, your mom pretended she was allergic to cats because she didn't want a cat.
Mm-hmm.
Backyard haircut, Jesus says, wait. Is it possible that my wife isn't allergic to giving BJ's? Yeah. Yeah, you know what? She might be making that up. Oh, man, would I like to get on that. But, this allergy.
Oh, the allergy.
It's a serious condition.
Hold me back.
Your friendly neighborhood garbage man texted in to say that his old boss almost died from cat scratch fever.
My goodness.
Dude.
So there you go. Look out. Look out for that. I'm not trying to start trouble here on Cat Day. But I did have something I wanted to ask you about related to a dog real quick. You want to hear a story about a dog?
Yeah.
His name is Peanut Butter, and he plays video games.
And he's got a huge following. People love Peanut Butter, the dog.
He has a huge following?
Yeah.
Over the weekend, it was here in Minneapolis. What I wanted to ask you about is if you've ever heard of something, an event like this. The Summer Games Done Quick. Anybody?
Never heard
Yeah.
of it.
You have heard of it,
Yeah.
Josh. Some kind of video game.
That's why I sent that article. I thought maybe you had heard of it before.
No.
This dog, Peanut Butter, and he's had some great moments. He's kind of internet famous, and there's like a crowd of people. Did you see the crowd?
No.
They came or
The
listen
crowd
to the
was massive.
Yeah. So here, listen to this.
All right, PB, base it. We win. You ready? It's Griffey. Yeah! Good boy! You did it!
They said a dog couldn't do it, but he's proved everybody wrong.
How foolish we were.
Minnesota, you've seen the best thing you'll ever see in your life.
So you hear the crowd in the background. He just hit the dog, he plays video games.
Yeah.
Classic video games. He's playing Ken Griffey Jr., the video game.
Some kind of baseball video game.
And he hit a 2-run homer.
And the crowd went mental?
The crowd went crazy.
All right. No, I'd
so stupid. It's awesome.
It's amazing.
It's a Shiba Inu dog. Is that how you say that?
I think so.
And its owner taught him how to play video games. He tempts the dog, as you might guess, how something like that starts. Same way you train a dog to do damn near anything. You tempt him with treats, and eventually the dog gets into a routine and this and that. Somehow, some way, the owner taught this dog how to play video games, and like Josh said, they had a video game convention here recently in Minneapolis. The dog won a baseball video game, and everybody wet their pants. Took years, the owner says, and I can imagine, absolutely, it took years to train the dog how to do this. That's crazy.
That's so sweet.
That's so impressive to me, people who can train their animals to do things like that. I mean, we sent our dog to like a doggy boot camp, and he can just do the basics. I mean,
that's it?
Yeah, I realized somebody's like, and I'm so glad we did it, but somebody's like, so what else can he do? I mean, he was gone for 2 months. I'm like, I guess it's kind of some basic stuff.
You can sit.
You can't not pee on the floor.
Yeah, can't answer the phone. I mean, he can't really do much.
Can't preheat the oven when I want a pizza.
One Good Eye Jesus sent in a text of his cats, and it's his cats, Kira and Leo. They're judging him for napping, and they do look like they're not impressed. They're not happy that you're napping.
Cats do a lot of judging, a lot of.
They seem judgmental.
Eyeballing.
Side-eyeing.
That's what I like about them.
Yeah, they eyeball you, and they're thinking, you're a friggin' idiot. That's what they think. This dog, Peanut Butter, the video game playing dog, the owner set him up with some kind of special pads, that the dog, the dog's is trained to step on these pads to play the video game. Look it up. I'm sure you can watch a video on how this works. It's crazy. But Josh, what were you just saying? You never were able to train a dog to do special, wacky...
Not special, just kind of the normal stuff.
Probably because you never had the time to.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time.
I guess. I mean, I always wanted a dog that could, like, roll over and play dead. Or, you know what I mean? Something like that. Maybe I just say something like Cactus Jack.
Bang, bang.
And then he'd roll over and play dead.
To me, it's an interesting conversation. It really is. I mean, I grew up most of my life with dogs. I got a dog now. It's a tiny little sumbitch. Of course, we took the time to teach the dog sit, stay, shut up, get down, lay down. The basics, sure. But I can't imagine where you find the time to teach really elaborate things to dogs.
Like how to surf or something like that?
Well, it doesn't even have to be that ridiculous. Where I'm going with this is you just did the Cactus Jack Bang Bang gimmick. A buddy of mine, I thought this was kind of cute when we were kids. A buddy of mine had this little dog, and if anybody in the house pointed their finger at the dog like a gun, like when we were kids, pew, pew, right? You see where I'm going with that? Mm-hmm. All you had to do was point your finger at the dog in that fashion, in the shape of a gun, and it would it would react as if it just got shot, and it would lie on its back and play dead.
Oh, that's cool.
That's so cool.
A buddy of mine had a dog that would do that. He said it was a retired police dog, and it would, you mentioned open the fridge and stuff, or maybe I did, somebody did. He would go do that, and he would say, hey, go grab me a beer. So he just tied a towel on the fridge handle. He'd open it up, he'd grab him a beer and bring it back. I'm like, how do you get a dog to put a can in its mouth? And then he would bring it. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's not about like how much, like spending like 6 hours at a time. It's about like doing it
repetitively.
Yeah,
of course,
you only have to do it like 2-3 times a day for like 10-15 minutes.
Well, yeah, that's what the guys that trained our dogs said. Once you get past that, then the dog is just, it hates your guts.
Wait a minute. you think you could teach a dog to go get a beer out of the fridge if you just mess with them 2-3 times a day for 10-15 minutes? How many days? It takes, so that's what I was saying is,
I read these books when I got my bird dog, because obviously you have to teach them more things.
I'd imagine mostly pictures in that thing, maybe a caption here and there.
Yeah, it's just like cute little drawings, actually.
it's a matter of time if you want to go ahead and we never really took that time to try to get cute with, teaching our dogs something hilarious.
Yeah.
Stuck to the basics.
This is crazy. So a texter says, and I saw the crowd was big, and I knew this Games Done Quick thing was very popular. It raised over $40 million for charity.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Holy crap.
This friggin' video game tournament that was in town, $40 million.
I don't know if they just mean cumulatively over time. I'd imagine, if it was just in town, that's got to be a record of some sort.
And the dog doesn't even know.
Yeah, what'd the dog get out of this?
Just wants a little milk bone.
Doesn't even know he's going to die.
Yeah.
Because he has no reference level. Isn't that a great song, Ashley?
I
You're going to
love it.
look that up on your way home, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
That's fun. Oh, man. What do you think of this here? How much time does this Hawk Tua girl have left, do you think?
Geez, I would say like a couple days.
Just a couple days?
Yeah, I was going to say like negative days.
A couple weeks. She's made, like 60-some grand in merchandise. She's getting paid $30,000 in appearance. So she's got to, lap this up while she can.
She got paid $60,000 for what?
She's made like $60-some thousand in merchandise, right?
Oh, selling her hats.
And then she got paid over the weekend $30,000 for an appearance.
That's what I was going to bring up. She was paid $30,000 to judge a bikini. How do you say that, Josh?
Bikini?
A bikini contest. A bar in Florida, I believe, handed her $30,000 to judge a bikini contest.
I'd be doing anything, I guess, if I was her.
Yeah, cash in.
Uh-huh.
True that.
Now's the time.
And that's
Don't sit on it.
Yeah, don't wait like 5-6 hours. You got to jump on this.
Yeah.
What have I missed here? I've always heard that the bar business is a difficult business, but maybe we should consider it, Josh. If they've got $30,000 sitting around to hand the Hawk Tua girl to show up and judge a bikini contest, this bar must be doing really well.
Well, what was the Catch Her Outside or Catch Me Outside girl was making like $1 million an appearance?
Yeah.
It's those types of celebrities, for whatever reason, get a crowd.
That quarterback that had the flash in the pan for the Giants, wasn't he
Tommy
supposed
Cutlets?
to? Yeah, he was supposed to go to like a pizza joint and he was going to get like $100,000.
Yeah, I don't remember the number, but it was up there.
It was insane.
Local 34 Jesus says Hawk Tua isn't going anywhere, just signed her own reality show. So, yeah, I'm wondering if that's actually going to happen, but supposedly she did.
That's not going to last very long.
We judged a lot of bikini contests over the years, Josh. Nobody handed us $30,000.
I don't think we got paid 1 red cent.
You had to pay your own bar tab.
It was the privilege of being there. That was pretty much it. Surrounded by women that look like that.
I mean, maybe I'm drawn to the wrong element of this story. I get that these internet famous people can have a hot couple of weeks where they rake in hundreds of thousands of dollars until everyone forgets about them and never acknowledges their existence again. I get that. But maybe this money came from somewhere other than the bar. I can't imagine any bar manager saying, what the hell, the Hawk Tua girl? hand her 30 grand?
Oh, I'm sure it's like a beer sponsor.
Okay.
I'd imagine it's some sort of sponsor that's paying. That's
enough.
how a lot of that stuff
Okay,
works.
that's where I was going with this. My God, because we need to get into the bar business.
All right, we have an update on Games Done Quick and the $40 million. So it's cumulatively. But that particular event here in Minneapolis, $1.9 million.
That's awesome.
I mean, that is impressive.
For charity.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful thing. Oh, God.
Is this true? A few people are texting in saying that Dave Ryan at KDWB offered the Haktua girl 20 grand for a week of work.
Wow.
iHeartMedia must be paying pretty good.
Wow. Yeah.
We can't get 20 grand for long-time guests.
We can't pay our own website bill.
Yeah, that's true. That's crazy, man.
Nuts.
Plus, what would they have her do, you know?
Who cares?
Yeah.
Do the traffic?
They got 20 grand for a week.
Jeez.
I mean, you're approaching a yearly salary around here.
Well,
I don't know why. Why would you give her that much money to do anything?
And that's
Just because the 8th graders can't get enough of her, or what?
Yes.
Yep.
That bar was just going to pay her for a couple hours. Paid her 30 grand. Whoa.
Can I?
I want to make a suggestive comment about a man's penis.
Yeah, is that all it takes? Where were like the video cameras when I've said things like this, like with my girlfriend?
Why did I have to qualify man's penis? I could have just said a penis.
Yeah.
Nobody was
True that.
confused. Was he talking about a guy's penis or a girl's penis?
I mean, what she'd walk into the studio, and everyone would just, go ahead, say it.
Yeah.
Say it, just say it, right? You know, then the girl would say Haktua, spit on that thing, and everyone would roar with laughter, and then she leaves, and you go, oh, God, we just pissed away 20 grand.
Yeah.
Can I tell?
Like, you know how some celebrities, they've got a catchphrase or something that they're probably tired of years later? Like, did I do that? Or something like that. Yeah. Like, okay, I know it. I'm the did I do that guy. All right, and she's the Haktua girl the rest of her life.
Is she? Well, you think she's?
I'm just wondering if 20 years down the road, when she's
got a
out
family.
to dinner with her kids,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
she's helping her ailing grandma into Old Country Buffet, and people are running up to her saying that.
So, 20 years from now, don't you think she even is tired of it at
That's
this
what
point?
I'm saying. Yeah. That's my point. Yeah.
Well, yeah. You always did the greatest Steve Urkel imitation in town, by the way.
Oh, it's nice.
I always loved your Steve Urkel imitation.
Forklift Daddy Jesus said the Catch Me Outside girl was getting 100 grand to do appearances at clubs, and she wasn't even old enough to drink.
And now she's making millions a year on OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everyone
Who
was
isn't?
telling this girl to go on OnlyFans. Like, she could have jumped on there probably 2 weeks ago when all of this happened and
the
made a
Haktua
quick
girl?
$1 million. Yeah.
I think she maybe that's the next move, right, when things start to fizzle out.
She claims she will never do it.
I
but
don't
we'll
care.
See. We'll see.
That's how that goes, right?
Right.
I'm never going to do that. Hey, here's my OnlyFans page.
Famous last words.
Well, that's unbelievable.
It's crazy, you know. I've mentioned this before. You have a kid. His dream is to play in the NFL, and he practices every day, and he does he's lifting weights, he's running, he's doing everything he can, and it takes him a lifetime to get famous at what he does for this amazing skill that not many people have. All she has to do is make a spitting on a wiener reference, and she's the biggest thing in the United States. At least, maybe this thing's worldwide. I have no idea.
Silly is what it is.
You learn to play an
insane.
instrument. But you study, you're a chess prodigy or the
A
smartest
doctor.
person in math, right? A doctor, a firefighter.
You save lives.
You're right. You save lives in the military, something like that. You've worked your ass off for such a noble career. It's what a wonderful legacy you built. But it's the Haktua girl everyone's talking about.
Absolutely silly. We had some fun over the years at those bikini contests, didn't we, Josh?
Yeah, one of the happiest I've ever seen you, aside from your wedding, of course, your most recent wedding.
My most recent wedding.
Was when they asked you to be the spray-on glue guy for the bikinis. And then also like the bottom checker to make sure no
Wow.
butts were hanging out. And
Had to check.
I've never seen you happier.
I had to check the little bikini bottoms to make sure they were lined up proper and covered everything. That was part of my responsibility when Josh and I teamed up for a bikini to be the hosts of a bikini contest many years ago. But still, should I dump this one on him again, Josh? Can I tell the greatest The story of the greatest experience I ever had at a, well, this wasn't a bikini contest. It was a hot legs contest. It's an old story, but it's one that I've enjoyed telling on this program for years and years and years. This was a hot legs is what they called it back in the day, contest. Hot legs contest. And if you're a younger person and you never experienced such a thing, you know, the idea was gals get up on stage with their short shorts or a jean skirt, and it's look at how long and gorgeous their legs are. That was the basic outline of the contest. But 9 out of 10 of them, the girls just end up getting buck-ass naked, and the crowd goes wild, and they hand somebody a first-place prize and a second place. Right, Josh? Bikini contests didn't always get totally out of hand because, well, I guess I don't know why, but hot legs, why, Josh? It usually, maybe because the women thought, well, I'm not convincing the crowd enough that I deserve this money with just my legs. What if I took my shorts and underwear completely off? You see what I'm saying?
And wasn't hot legs kind of more who's in the crowd? Where some of the bikini people were like ahead of time. They knew they were going to be going up there and doing this type of thing. Yeah, that's a difference, I think, too.
Very true. Yeah. Very true. And I should have mentioned that. You're right.
Like, hey, it's a drunk person in the crowd.
It was a spur-of-the-moment thing where bikini contests, often they had girls lined up for weeks ahead of time. These were girls who kind of hit the circuit, really. They'd go to every bikini Right, the hot legs were more drunk ladies. And that was the case on this particular night. Let's have a hot legs contest. Get 8-10 women up on stage. It was before a hard rock concert at a bar here in town. And so, yes, the women that volunteered, a lot of them were quite drunk. In particular, one of them was wobbling quite terribly up on the stage. And it got out of control instantly. Shorts were coming off, tops were coming off. And I've mentioned this before, that being the host of one of these things wasn't always the greatest position to be in, because some people loved that all the women were getting naked. Some people didn't like that. And they all would come down on me as if I decided all of this. I have absolutely no control over what's happening up on the stage, aside from introducing these women.
That is such a bad spot to be in.
It's a tough spot to be in. So anyway, tops and shorts start coming off. And the crowd is roaring in approval, on and off. One gal is going to try to sell herself by turning around with her back to the crowd, pulling her shorts down slowly while bending over. And the crowd went from, yeah, to, oh my God, no! And I remember being kind of thrown and looking out into the crowd. What happened? And then looking to my left, and I saw what the crowd was reacting to. This poor gal had gambled and lost in her shorts. I think before she walked up on stage, she was unaware of this.
Poor thing.
She was unaware of this. So when she pulled her shorts down very slowly, with her back to the crowd while bending over, it was a horrific sight. And one thing I'll always remember is there was a really, really tall guy in the crowd. And I knew the tall guy. I can't remember his name. We used to drink together now and again. Really, really tall. So he could see better than anybody in the crowd. So when I looked at the woman and saw what she had happening down one of her legs, you know what I'm saying? I looked to the tall guy, I made eye contact with him, and I kind of gave him a facial expression to where he would understand that I'm wondering, is that poop? I kind of looked at the guy as if to say, am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? And tall guy nodded. He just all he had to do was nod. He knew what I was asking him.
Now, hopefully she was drunk enough that she didn't realize.
That's my guess.
I
yes,
sure hope
of
so.
Of course.
Meaning she didn't realize that everybody saw something back there.
She didn't realize anything.
Okay, good.
She didn't know. Obviously, she didn't know she had this accident before she got on stage.
Yeah, but I mean, like, once everybody reacted, because I'd feel terrible for her.
No, she did not realize.
Okay, that's good.
Because when she pulled her shorts down and everyone saw the diarrhea, And when the crowd went, oh, she thought that was good.
Oh, no.
So instead of pulling her shorts up and running away, she pulled them down even further and started wagging it. You like that a lot? I'll get a little closer. You liked it, huh? And the crowd's, no, we don't like it. It's diarrhea. Nobody likes diarrhea.
Just splattering all over the place. It's like a Gallagher show.
It was a horror movie.
It's like a Guar show. People are wearing white T-shirts.
No.
Or what's that band that does I Am the Fire Starter? Du hast. Rammstein.
Yeah.
Where he shoots the fake semen out on the crowd. What the hell? How does that happen?
In the end, I felt horrible for this young lady. Maybe she shouldn't have consumed an entire bottle of Jägermeister before and going to a burrito stand or something. But I felt terrible for her because she just did not know anything. Her boyfriend or husband got up on the stage and kind of put his arm around her and walked her away. Like, okay, honey, let's...
You pooped your pants again.
Yeah.
Shotgun Messiah Jesus said, hence the mass pink eye breakout of 2002.
It can we got to go. We'll take a break.
Oh, my gosh,
come
we're
right.
late.
I know, look at what time it is. We'll come back.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Are you ready to beat the heat this summer? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is here to help you say goodbye to sweltering heat and hello to ultimate comfort. Ashley, what specials do they have going on this month?
Celebrate Christmas in July with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Get huge savings with $1,776 off a new multi-head ductless system. Visit standardheating.com to discover all the goodies in Santa's bag.
The Rolling Stone Music Now podcast gets inside the biggest stories with Rolling Stone senior writer Brian Hyatt, Snoop Dogg, and Lotto.
Let me give you one of my secrets. I remain the biggest kid in the room at all times. There's a kid in you can't believe that. Look at where you at. Keep making it about fun.
Yeah, we blessed to be able to do a job that's like fun.
There's two funds that's the most important funds in the world. Funds that you make off of the fun that you have.
Rolling Stone Music Now, wherever you listen.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
I had to have something or another to drink over here.
Yeah, you went for it on that.
I got a little overheated, Josh.
Is it really? I'm surprised it's cold in here.
Dude, no, not exactly that type of overheat. I saw a picture of hot cocoa cheeses.
Oh yeah, she's lovely to say the least. You guys see her?
Oh yeah.
No, don't look at her.
You did?
Not that picture.
Oh,
No,
I thought she
you
was
meant in
ours.
general.
Oh, you've met her before?
Look at her.
Yeah. You've met hot cocoa cheeses?
Yeah. Oh, but I can't look at the picture. No.
No.
Okay.
No, she's all ours.
No, you can't. We're celebrating some kind of a cat-related holiday today. I've got one of those cats, and I like the prick. I do. You know my favorite thing about cats? Who wants to try and guess my favorite thing about cats?
A lot of the songs are pretty catchy.
That song is one of the greatest ever written. We played it earlier. It's called I'm a Stupid Cat.
Maybe I was talking about the musical.
I don't know that program. But if we want to play the Stupid Cat song again today, anytime, Cubby, dump it on us. I don't give a rat's ass what we got going on. Cats the musical, not familiar. Never saw it. My favorite thing about Cats, anti-cat tough guys. I love that bit. I love that bit. I mean, the dudes who get a straight-up boner when they see their own dog and just get disgusted if anyone even talks about a cat. Very funny stuff. Please, never give that bit up. I love that bit. Here's a text from Not Jesus.
Oh, that's a disappointment.
Oh, someone from the actual Jesus.
We've been waiting for a couple thousand years.
We could use it right now.
I don't let anything live in my house that sprays on the floor and walls other than my wife, he says. You see, that's something I hear a lot about cats. Anti-cat, not anti-cat tough guys. They've got a whole bizarre series of made-up reasons why they're too manly for a cat, right? just from people in general, I hear that complaint about cats. Oh, they spray this and they mark that. I've never had one cat in my life drop any of its fluids anywhere other than in its... No, never once.
I only had that happen once, and it's because our cat Mari was getting chased by one of our dogs. So it was like out of fear. And it wasn't like that awful, I guess.
My girlfriend had a cat.
Oh, no.
Who sprayed.
I've never had a cat drop any fluid anywheres.
Yeah.
Like, it would spray all the time, Josh?
No, it was just a couple times.
Well, all the time would be excessive.
Oh, like, is this a daily occurrence?
Yes, it was on IV fluids to continue.
Constantly going.
You know, the real crass text that gentleman said about his wife, that just happened to a buddy of mine's wife for the very first time, and it changed him. And I'll tell you what, it changed me once he told the story.
It's a life-changing thing.
It was, they were at a romantic getaway at a hotel. I think he said it was for his anniversary last year. And he texted me like immediately, you're not going to believe what happened. He didn't know she was capable of that. She didn't know. She was embarrassed. And then he convinced her, no. Nothing to be embarrassed about. That was awesome. And he tried to recreate it this year for their anniversary. And apparently there was not a repeat performance. But he's still okay. I mean, he had that last year. After decades of being married, the very first time that ever happened. I want to know who she was thinking about when that happened.
Yeah, clearly wasn't him.
No, definitely wasn't him.
It'll change you. And then, like you explained, your friend, is this how folks say it? I think I have the right slogan here. He was dead set on chasing that dragon.
Yeah, he was.
And accomplishing it again. And it's not, you can't always count on it, but it's certainly a life-changing thing.
Never been anywhere near something like that.
Really?
Nope. Oh, you have?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, and like Nick said, boy, it's shocking at first, but it's cool.
Yeah, first you're very confused.
I've been told by women mostly about how small my penis is, but I had a friend...
You've never had women say that to you.
For the bit, I have.
Oh.
And there was a gentleman who told me that must be the case because I had mentioned I'd only ever experienced one quaff in my entire sexual history. And he said, that's because you must not be packing.
Oh,
that hurts.
No, that's not true.
You're like, I just outed myself and I didn't even know.
Yeah, I had no idea. So now I say, it's a regular occurrence. Her, me, I don't even know who's doing it.
It's all the time. It's just a constant stream of sound.
Oh, wow.
Girl.
Yeah, so today's some kind of cat-related holiday. Our listeners have been sending in pictures of themselves with their cats. Wonderful. I've enjoyed it. Go ahead. What's the number again? 651-989-9393. We've seen some pretty fun pictures. Oh, and then what did I say about the anti-cat tough guys? Got a text from Excessive Diarrhea Jesus. He says, I don't have any pictures of cats. Because I'm a real man.
Memories.
One of my favorite routines is the anti-cat tough guy. Okay, I've got something for you right away here. We ought to get busy with the stupid news. I got something for you right away that I hope you really like. Tree humper. For real. I'm not just poking fun at hippies.
I've seen a sexually suggestive tree or two in my day. There was one around Lake Harriet in Minneapolis for a while that I'd walked around that lake enough where I half thought about it a couple times.
You know where it is.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
It wasn't just me. I mean, it had like a social media following for a while.
Oh.
It was a perfect representation of what I know to be a vagina. But in this case, it was a tree.
It was a tree, and it kind of looked like a vagina.
More than kinda. Like to the point where I thought, all right, did somebody do that? That's way too perfect.
Sexually suggestive tree? Me personally, never saw it.
You know, it's got the teeth, the testicles, your standard vagina affair.
Some crackpot out there in London, England, got arrested for pegging a tree. Isn't that something? A kid in my junior high apparently effed a tree, and from then on, everybody called him Spanky. Anyway, This effing English lunatic, allegedly, he pulled down his pants, and then he went ahead and pulled down his underwears, and he started to have sex with a tree right out in the open, people all around. He was at a local park. He wasn't out in the woods where nobody was looking but the squirrels and the bunny rabbits. He was in a city park. Down go the pants, down go the underwears, and he's pegging a tree before you know it. And also, this dude wasn't, I'm just imagining what you might have pictured from the get-go. This guy also, he wasn't the neighborhood wanderer type of character, the local maniac who walks the streets and talks to himself all day. The story says here he's some kind of successful banker.
In the neighborhood that he did this in is a crazy wealthy neighborhood in London. I mean, apparently it's like really a lot of rich people running around there.
Like old Donnie Beckham. What's the guy's name?
David Beckham.
David. He's a 30-year-old by the name of Paolo Bolag.
Ugh, that's hard to say.
Sounds like a tree humper.
He busted his pecker out of his pants, like I said, and he went ahead with a tree hump. He's also accused of filling his underwears with dirt, and then he tried to rub one out.
Yeah, this guy might need to sit down and talk to somebody.
Like the dirt turns him on. Like I don't know, he was grabbing fistfuls of the earth and putting it down in his underwears.
This has to be some sort of ecstasy-related event or something. It's got to be aided by, I sure hope it's not that amount of mental illness. I hope it's a reaction to a drug.
It's one of those situations where you hope it's drugs. And now he's got to go to court for this, which I imagine is good for business if you're a banker. For now, the cops told him he's not allowed back in that park ever again. If we ever see you in this friggin' park, we will baton you upside the head. You can never go back to the park after what you did to that tree.
Poor tree.
Well, if you had to hump a tree, I mean, is there one that maybe somebody here would be attracted to?
You mean a brand?
Any type of tree.
See, I don't know.
You guys know
trees.
me. I'm not going to give it to the aspen. I stay away from that.
Yeah, understand.
It's not my thing. You go ahead. You do what you want. I'm not going to be in an aspen.
We've
Maybe
had
a redwood?
A redwood?
Yeah, those are big.
Those are massive.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God. I didn't know you're such a size queen.
My
with trees.
goodness, actually.
That's disgusting.
A pine tree would have way too much sap, so I would stick away from that.
In the needles.
Yeah.
The needles can't be good.
You see, we've had these conversations before. I don't know what
about animals. Yeah.
Oh no. Where I was going with this is I don't know what class I must have slept through, but I don't know one tree from another. It's the funny. It's the weirdest thing where people will ask me about my home on this, and one of the complaints I have about my property, there's too many friggin' trees. I dream every night of someday living where there's not a tree within 100 miles. I friggin' hate trees. They spit garbage on your yard. I friggin' hate trees. I hate that they exist. But it's funny how my friends will say, well, what kind of trees do you have? I don't know. Big, fat, brown ones with leaves on it? I have no idea. So I can't join this conversation. I don't know one tree from another.
I think I would go birch. And you can make a nice fire afterwards, too.
You like that, huh?
Oh, you're going to chop up and kill the tree after you bang it?
Yeah.
And burn it?
The evidence.
You sick F.
That's what he does with people. Why not?
That's all I know.
That's his regular routine.
Are you guys into fur, or do you like it a little cleaner down there?
Oh.
That's a spelling joke. One I regret.
It was good.
Cute headline for this year next story says here, if you build it, an Iowegian man will come and go. What do you think?
I like it.
What is that, a reference to that boring-ass baseball movie? What was that movie called?
Field of Dreams.
Stupid movie.
I enjoyed it.
I love it.
If you build it, an Iowegian man will come and go. And the headline probably gives you a pretty good idea where I'm going with this. The Iowegian fella pled guilty in court to, he was pulling off right outside a come-and-go convenience store. Tugging one loose. And after he got the poison out, it says here, the Iowegian, he's a 55-year-old derelict by the name of Ken Kelly. After he gave her hell, he just upped and went home. He was cooked.
That's very, very nasty. I'm lucky I have never seen anything like that. I mean, I've certainly caught men masturbating, but never a stranger at a public place.
Before the tug-off, Cubby, apparently Kenny was saying sexual things to other folks in the parking lot.
No.
You like this redwood here?
I wonder what he was saying. Just sexual things. Anyway, he was saying sexual things to other folks in the parking lot. Psst, hey, buddy. Vagina. and then he started touching himself. He could go to jail for a year. He hauled out a classic line, too, when the cops showed up at his door to arrest him. He said he wasn't exposing himself. He was just... Anybody want it?
Scratching his genitals.
That's correct.
Yeah, it's always scratching, adjusting, something like that. Or, I didn't realize my penis fell out of my shorts.
He said he was scratching his wad. That's all he was doing.
How did that get there?
Yeah, how did my hand get there? I wish I want to see a bigger mugshot because it kind of looks like he's wearing a Vikings hoodie in there. And I'd love to know if he really is.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, he is wearing something purple, isn't he? And he's an Iowegian. And they claim the Vikings, don't they?
They do. Some do.
Oh, Christ, this sounds frustrating. Italian firefighter Jesus has texted in the show, and he says, I had a buddy who would use trees as landmarks, and he would say things like, take a left at the third poplar. Italian firefighter Jesus says, I was completely clueless. Well, yeah.
I don't think I'd know what a poplar was.
No.
God, no.
What are you, a botanist or something? What's the term, Josh? I don't know.
I always thought that was impressive, though, like if somebody could, say, oh, yeah, that's this or so. But you know what? They might not know anything, and I just fell for it. I can tell the difference between a deciduous and coniferous, or if there's an obvious tree we've all seen. But I might say, oh, yeah, we got a pine tree over there, and somebody would say, no. That is a spruce. I couldn't tell the difference between one.
No, it's a bunch of dorks. They need to shut up. Let me ask you. Got a question for every damn last one of you. When you order food to be delivered to your house, do you spend any time thinking about whether or not the driver might get squirrely and do something shady to your meal?
Almost every time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
No, I don't think about that at all.
I don't at all.
No, I don't.
Yep. Read too many stories about it happening.
Yeah.
So has that deterred you from calling the delivery man?
No.
Yes.
It really has,
It has,
Josh.
yeah. If a place, let's say like a pizza place, and they've got their own delivery drivers, no. But when it's like an average dude that's kind of cranky that you ordered, always tip
he's
a lot
cranky?
bigger. Yeah, well, dude, the few times we've done it, they seem miserable.
Really?
And we tip really big for those things. If they drive out, yeah.
So like a pizza delivery joint that has their own.
If they have their own, I don't get nervous about
But what do they call the gimmick?
Like the food delivery services?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go along with that.
Because, like if the pizza delivery dude, he'll answer to the one place.
Right.
Where, the other person, it's lawless.
They're all over town picking up food at different joints.
And I understand they have a single employer, but it's for whatever reason, for me, I don't get as much peace of mind.
I will say good for you that you actually see them, like the delivery service people, because I always pick just leave it at my door.
Leave my door.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
So I don't know if they hate me or not.
I don't need to be judged for how much food I just ordered.
Yeah,
I don't want to look you in the eye.
Oh, yeah. And then do you do what I do, Dana? I peek out the door and make sure they, left the neighborhood before I grab it.
They pulled away.
Oh,
Yeah.
seriously?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know what? I would say this few times we've done it, most of them have been on the phone. They're talking to a buddy or something like that. Don't really give you the time of day.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
So you would, in your experience, Josh, you would define the delivery drivers as cranky.
Quite a few of them, yeah.
That's funny.
And, I think it's because they're probably sitting at home playing video games. This is what I imagine. I have no idea. And then they get the alert on their phone, and they're like, son of a bitch, I'm the closest one.
I got to bring a chili dog to Egan.
I have to bring one single Diet Coke to some guy in a neighborhood or whatever.
Yeah, that's when I feel bad, when it's very small things, if I'm sick or something, and I'm like, 1 can of soup, please.
Yeah, I'm 5 miles away. Dude lives 6 blocks away.
A couple of delivery drivers have been very complimentary, Josh, on my welcome mat. Have I told you about my welcome mat?
If you have, I don't remember.
It was a gift, and I love it. It's on the welcome mat. It has a picture of Lionel Richie, world famous singer Lionel Richie from the Commodores, and it says, "Hello."
That's brilliant.
That's awesome.
You like that?
Yeah.
Okay. I never consider the chance that the driver man or woman might, puke in my food or something. Maybe I should. Josh said, we read enough of these stories, it's entered his mind. Maybe it will now.
I was just watching a couple of videos yesterday of some drivers that were taking it out. Well, and obviously this particular story too.
Drivers that were doing what?
Taking it out, taking frustrations out on whoever it is they're delivering.
Like spitting in the food?
Well, it's kind of like what you're about to read.
It's as bad as what I'm about to read?
Oh, yeah, I saw, there was like 3 of them I watched where urine was involved.
They do this and then they put the video online?
Well, it's door cam video, right? That catches it. So like you have a doorbell video, and then you post it afterwards like, hey, look what this guy did.
I'm so lost when it comes to social media. I thought that delivery drivers were urinating on a sandwich and then posting it. Hey, look what I did. Okay. It's security.
It's possible.
Take this, sucker.
Out there in Utah, of all places, a DoorDash driver guy is being accused of putting some of his own poop inside a lady's soft drink.
Oh, no.
Before he went ahead and delivered it to the lady. That's a terrible thing.
That is gross. Yuck.
No.
The driver is known by the name. You don't want that?
No.
Added to your Dr. Pepper?
Diet Poop Cola?
The driver is known by the name of Giuseppe. And he's just
I like the name.
Me too. He's just a 22-year-old kid with a lot of problems, obviously. He's been arrested for splashing a turd into a gal's delicious ice-cold drinky drink. Back on June 30th, a woman called the police claiming that she found human feces in her soda.
Ugh. I didn't order a Mountain Poo. That's disgusting.
She found feces in her soda after she drank out of it.
Oh, this tastes a little funny. Is that poo?
No.
She told police she ordered the drink from a Wendy's restaurant. Oh, I love that joint.
I love it.
Yeah, don't touch my Wendy's.
We were just talking about that this morning. A spicy chicken sandwich.
Oh, you like Wendy's?
Yeah, I love Wendy's.
I'm not going to do it.
She ordered the drink from Wendy's. A DoorDash driver, Giuseppe, picked it up, delivered it to her home. A cop confirmed her story. He saw the log in her drink.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's poo, all right.
Now, this goes on forever. And Giuseppe, he goes back and forth with the cops. He denies everything, and then he admitted some things. More or less, the story says that Giuseppe picked up the gal's drink, and then he took it into the John with him there at Wendy's. Now, he says, yes, I brought her order into the men's toilet, but I didn't poop in her cup. I just took a squeege in the toilet. Okay? Then he said, well, okay, I also took a deuce, but I was on a toilet. I did not poop in this gal's drink. That's crazy, he said. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, okay, fine. I went into the men's room with her order. I took a whiz. Okay, fine. I took a dump, but not in her cup. So when the cops asked him, well, then whose Duke ended up in the gal's cup, Giuseppe said that she pooped in her own cup, like people do.
Yeah.
You know what? That is possible.
It is.
You know, people trying to run a scam or whatever.
Giuseppe.
Why bring it into the bathroom?
Yeah, I don't even like the thought of somebody bringing my stuff into the bathroom.
Why? What's wrong with someone bringing your food order? I'm kidding, of course.
I was going to say,
A lot?
Park and Rec Jesus says it's a Mountain Dew butthole blast. That's what it sounds like.
Dr. Pooper.
Giuseppe's in the cooler now. He's in jail.
Yeah, it's probably a jailable offense. At least for a little bit, though, right?
Yeah. At least a month.
I don't know how I would react to something like that.
I'd be horrible.
I would barf.
I don't know if I guess I don't know if I'd think to call the cops. Maybe I'd feel stupid later if somebody said you should have called the cops. I probably would have just called the company and be like, hey, your dude pooped in here. What the hell?
Yeah, that's true.
I think I'd call the cops.
Would you really?
Yeah.
I don't know if
I mean, that's beyond insane. You know, a poop. Someone put a poop log in my friggin' drink. I mean, that's like that could kill you. That could kill you dead. It's one thing if I can't sit here and list. There are lesser things that I would go ahead and call the company first. But a turd log in my friggin' drink, I'm calling the cops.
I don't know. I never think to call them. There's times I'll be like, oh, man, boy, I hope the cops show up to that. Nothing I can do about it. I forget. Oh, maybe I could have called the cops.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd want someone to be punished for that. All right. Do I got time for one more? We're going to check in on a couple of real characters here now. It sounds like they're tight bros, by God. The kind that would do about anything for each other. And that's adorable, of course. But it's about the only damn thing in life these two plugs have figured out. Last Monday, a 32-year-old Dode got arrested in the neighborhood in New Orleans, Louisiana. He got arrested for identity theft. His real name is, this is a first for me, Renendson Parfait.
What?
Renendson is the first name. The last name is Parfait, like the dessert.
I've never met a parfait.
Me neither.
Or I guess, or a Renendson.
I'm more impressed by the Renendson than the... anyway, the way he got pinched goes like this here. He matched the description of someone who'd been using fraudulent credit cards around town. Someone at a store called it in. Police booked him for identity theft, bank fraud, and other charges. So, there he goes off to jail. He's been scamming this and that, credit card scams. Later that day, a friend of Renendson's showed up to bail him out of jail. But that didn't work because the friend got arrested for using a fake ID.
Smart.
Kind of like when the drunk guy goes to pick his buddy up who's in jail for a DWI.
I love that.
One guy gets...
The most I've heard of that is 3, where the kid gets pulled over, gets a D-dub, dad comes to pick up kid, gets pulled or gets a D-dub, mom picks up dad, gets a D-dub.
Wow.
That's insane.
That's nuts.
I wonder if there's...
learn.
One big happy family in the cell together.
Well, one big drunken family.
Yeah.
So the friend of Renendson, who showed up to get his buddy out of jail but was arrested for using a fake ID, he showed cops the ID, claimed his name was Robert Grant. Sip, pick the top, pop, Grant. But his real name isn't Grant. His real name is Alan Artist. Another silly name. Alan Artist.
Yeah, it sounds like a stage name.
So Alan got arrested for the fake ID, as well as obstruction of justice, resisting arrest. So the local cops think that Alan Artist, a.k.a. Robert Grant, they think that Alan is an accomplice to Renendson in that credit card scam that I was telling you about. So they're both looking. They found more than 70 bogus credit cards on these two puke bags. 70 of them.
You guys get alerts every once in a while? Hey, your information is on the dark web or something like that.
Yeah.
Never, ever.
No.
I feel pretty cool. I'm like, I made it.
Dude, you did.
I'm on the dark web. How about that? Mom! Dark web!
You saying you get an email from someone alerting you to this?
Yeah, like a credit monitoring service or something.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not...
I assume everybody's information is on the dark web, so I'm not too worried about it.
Absolutely. And if it's not, I'm sure it's really easy to find.
So when you get that notice, you don't assume it to be a scam? It's a legit company warning you of something?
Yeah, I pay for a company to do that.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, your credit card will just do it for free, right?
I have a buddy who works for one of those companies.
Oh, really? Now?
You want to know what his name is? Temenson.
Oh, isn't he?
Yeah.
Good buddy of yours, huh?
Temenson.
How long have you known this Temenson?
For a while.
Oh, okay, a while.
Yeah, for
you
a while.
say. And where'd you meet this Tenenson?
Somewhere.
Oh, okay.
I did.
I've been there.
I did. You have.
All right, now I believe you.
Here's the deal. No ball game last night. Twins got rained out. It was miserable. I had to spend time with the friggin' wife.
You like to do that. Stop it.
I don't. You know what I watched on television since there was no ball game last night? I watched one of those episodes, The Dark Side of the Ring, Wapple.
Oh, which one?
Doink the Clown.
Oh, that's a great one.
I watched, Josh, the story, the life and times of Doink the Clown.
Sad?
Terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Yeah.
Terrible what happened.
Very sad.
A lot
that was the gist, obviously Dark Side of the Ring, but
yeah,
that was the gist I had about him before I knew there was an episode.
Damn, Doink. I mean, put down the booze and the drugs.
Is
just
that what
for
it
a few.
was?
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Doink.
Oh.
Did he go by other monikers?
His name was Matt Bourne. Sad story, because the guy had skills. And I know I'm way behind. For you Dark Side of the Ring fans, I know this was years ago, but I haven't had access to those programs up until recently. Suddenly now I have that channel again, whatever
Vice.
Okay. So I'm way behind on Dark Side of the Ring. Talented guy. The open of the special, what do you call it? The episode. The open of the episode grabs you right away because his ex-wife says something like, yeah, he was a big drinker and he did a lot of cocaine and smoked a lot of weed. I didn't know he was on crack. That's the open. And I said, I'm sticking around for this. He was smoking rock. Doink the Clown. So the Twins will play a doubleheader today starting at 1 o'clock. And when Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder join us in a half hour, we're going to talk about the Twins. We're going to talk about Joe Ryan's nuts. Too. We're going to talk about his nuts are in the news.
I love that there's video everywhere for times like this.
I love it.
Joe Ryan's nuts. We'll be back with Josh's news here in a minute.
One of the more rare items in video game history is about to hit the auction block, and it's going to cost you a small fortune to own. Dana here with your video game update. A rare prototype controller for the Nintendo PlayStation, yes, I said Nintendo PlayStation, was recently found and is going up for auction. Quick history lesson for those that don't know this, but back in the 90s, long before becoming video game rivals, Nintendo and Sony actually had a deal in place to team up on a system called the Nintendo PlayStation. Nintendo ended up pulling out of the deal at the last minute. Sony then went off on their own to create the Sony PlayStation while Nintendo developed a Nintendo 64. It remains one of the biggest what-ifs in video game history if these two had teamed up together. Nintendo and Sony had gotten far enough along that 200 prototypes of the Nintendo PlayStation were created, but they were all thought to be destroyed. One full system resurfaced in 2020 and sold for a cool $360,000 at auction. Now a controller for the never-released system has been found and is going to be set to go up for auction on August 2nd. Given the rarity of the Nintendo PlayStation controller, and the fact that there's only one other known to exist, experts think this will easily be sold somewhere in the six figures.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Are you ready to beat the heat this summer? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is here to help you say goodbye to sweltering heat and hello to ultimate comfort. Ashley, what specials do they have going on this month?
Celebrate Christmas in July with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Get huge savings with $1,776 off a new multi-head ductless system. Visit standardheating.com to discover all the goodies in Santa's bag.
You met Lala Kent on Vanderpump Rules. Now Lala and her friends share everything on Give Them Lala.
Ocean now knows the name of the baby.
No Amazon lines for that
impromptu.
one.
No. She's going to leak it.
Oh, if she tries to, I'm not letting her because she will leak the name.
And she says it.
She goes, this would look so great for baby S.
Little baby Stephanie? Stephanie? People are still guessing. The most recent was Stone.
Oh, that's the name of my son. Stone.
Watch what Lala is talking about on YouTube or search for Give Them Lala wherever you listen.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
We take service to everybody very responsibly, but especially for those who don't have a voice for themselves. Without us and without other people that care, there's just no justice.
Hopefully justice is swift and severe for a trio of nursing home employees facing elder abuse charges.
Oh, no.
after recording Snapchat videos of themselves showing several people going to the bathroom, mocking a dead woman, and even playing with a female patient's pubes.
Some employees were involved in sending some inappropriate pictures of their patients. We found some pictures of some deceased persons, the suspects playing in pubic hair.
Playing in pubic hair.
What do you mean they're playing in pubic hair?
It happened at Golden Age Nursing Home in Guthrie, Oklahoma, 30 miles north of downtown Oklahoma City. Cops arrested 20-year-old Mackenzie Bulfa, also along with Bulfa D's nuts, Aubrey Granada, and Jade Williams. They're 21. Police started investigating April 5th when a former employee and friends of the suspects received a Snapchat from Williams allegedly showing Bulfa twisting the pubic hair of a female patient with a caption that read, "Give me a mohawk."
God help us all.
Cops looked at all three of the cell phones from the suspects and found more disturbing videos. Several showed patients going to the bathroom, including one which showed a close-up of a resident's genitals and another where a woman's breast is exposed. One allegedly depicts Williams pulling down the patient's pants, exposing her diaper. Detectives also uncovered a photo of Bulfa laying on a bed next to a dead patient with her mouth wide open, mimicking the woman's facial expression. Again, a dead lady.
That is some cold-blooded stuff right there, Cubby.
Police said the women tried to make excuses for their behavior, but it didn't match up with the evidence they uncovered.
This is what they're doing to great-grandma over there at the Blue Hair Hotel?
Yeah.
It's messed up.
Awful.
Yep.
What are the criteria for hiring somebody over there? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I thought, usually places like that, they hired saints, people that are very patient.
Yeah.
People that were really good with people. Apparently, at this particular one, at least, their hiring practices need to be evaluated, to say the least.
This is some disturbing stuff right there. By God, it is.
That would hurt to get your pubes twisted, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes.
I wouldn't care for it.
Oh,
I mean, I'm all clean. All clean.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Let that simmer.
All the way down.
Think about that.
Thank
are you
you.
talking everywheres?
Well, I shouldn't say clean. But, as they say, grass doesn't grow on a playground.
Hey.
I'll show you. A woman visiting her son in an Arkansas juvenile detention center ended up facing charges herself after she stole several handfuls of candy by breaking the glass out of a candy machine, a cancer fundraising candy machine. According to the initial incident report, a security video showed 37-year-old Jessica Williams walking up to the candy machine and attempting to make a purchase. Video then showed the mother shoved the machine against the wall and backhand the glass, breaking it open. She reached into the open glass and grabbed handfuls of candy and placed them in her pocket. Police say a woman who was with Williams also grabbed some candy. The incident report said she claimed she took the candy because the machine took her money, and she was just in a hurry to see her son, who again is an inmate in the juvenile detention center.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree type of a deal here?
Sounds that way. The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society owns and operates the candy machine, and the money raised is supposed to be used for a cure for blood cancer, not to go to the lady visiting her son in juvenile detention.
Yeah. That didn't matter to this lady. She wanted some dots.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Forget
have-
about the cancer kid.
She wanted an atomic warhead.
Right.
Oh, forgot about those.
Police in Columbus, Ohio arrested a suspect last week who had 4 gerbils in his pants. And the suspect's name? Michael Pancake.
Sweet.
Mikey Pancake.
Officers with the Columbus Division of Police were called just after 3 a.m. last Tuesday to a burglary alarm going off. When they arrived, they discovered a restaurant broken into, and video showed a man inside with long hair wearing leopard print pajamas. About 100 yards away, they found that the Petland store was also broken into, and several animals were seen running around the parking lot.
We say it all the time. We never know what to expect in our job. And one day, you're running after a suspect. The next day, you're running after a ferret or a bunny.
While searching the area, they discovered the famous footwear store was also broken into, and police believe the suspect disconnected to break-ins at all 3 businesses. When they arrested him, they discovered there were 4 gerbils in his pants. Here's Columbus Police Sergeant Joe Albert summing it up.
Arrived, and it was indeed our individual who we've been looking for, who's broken into these businesses, the male wearing leopard pajamas. We took that individual into custody. He's being treated for his injuries, for his cuts from these burglaries, but we also recovered several gerbils inside his pants.
Police recovered 2 dogs, multiple birds, a hamster, and at least 2 bunnies. But Albert said they're still searching for a couple more bunnies, a few birds, and a ferret.
No.
This guy's kind of dragging the Pancake family name through the mud here, isn't he?
Sure is.
So some of the animals, he just turned them loose just for laughs?
Yeah, and then he pocketed some gerbils.
Is he an activist of some sort? Mike Pancake?
I mean, he was wearing a leopard print.
Oh, yeah.
I saw like some activists downtown Minneapolis many years ago, and they were dressed as animals. So maybe.
Oh, is that where you saw them, like in a cage?
Yeah, there was a lady in body paint in a cage dressed up like a cheetah or a tiger, I forget.
That's hot.
Yeah. A group of kids in Hawaii were arrested after blowing up a cluster of mailboxes with fireworks over the 4th. Some residents said they heard a loud boom Friday morning and were shocked when they saw the damaged mailboxes.
11:30 this morning, it was really loud. It sounded like a bomb. When we saw it fall, and then it dropped in my yard.
Honolulu police responded to the scene within 10 minutes, and officials said 3 juveniles were arrested on suspicion of second-degree criminal property damage. Residents said while they were surprised at the boldness of people blowing up mailboxes in broad daylight.
Hopefully they're old enough to understand now that they did something bad, they got caught, and then now they got to get the repercussions.
The U.S. Postal Inspector said destroying a mailbox can be a federal crime, but since minors are not often federally charged, any decision to pursue charges will likely be made at the state level, and it sounds like they will pursue charges, perhaps not a felony, however.
I remember when we were young teenage kids and someone told me messing with somebody's mailbox was a federal crime. That scared the piss out of me because we were big-time mailbox manglers back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember finding that out too, Nick.
We had a friend's dad that had told us that a couple of my buddies had done the baseball bat to the mailbox thing. And, I thought, ooh, that'd be kind of fun to go along, do a ride-along there. But then he had mentioned, that's a federal offense, you morons. And it scared the heck out of us as well.
Oh.
Some sad news as a man died in St. Paul Sunday evening when a crash caused his vehicle to catch fire, which caused fireworks in his car to explode.
Oh.
Dude.
The crash was reported at the intersection of Wilson Avenue and Howard Street just after 9 p.m. when a 2011 Nissan Maxima left the road and struck a tree and light pole before coming to a stop. The vehicle caught on fire, which set off fireworks, and police said that made it difficult for anyone to help the driver. Officials believe speeding was a contributing factor to that crash.
Wow, that's no way to go.
No. This is a fun video, which I believe you can see on 93x.com. A road rage driver caught a dose of instant karma when she got out of her car to confront another motorist, only to realize she forgot to put it in park, and her vehicle rolled into an SUV, nearly crushing her in the process.
No.
Video of the incident posted on Reddit showed the woman dressed in a white tank top and Miami Marlins baseball cap accosting the other driver as he filmed their encounter.
You guys are all spinning and disturbing. Just because it's 4th of July doesn't mean you get you, dog.
You're the one swerving. I was just following you.
I'm the one swerving?
Oh,
I'm the one swerving?
Yeah, it was actually... Oh, there she goes. And, okay.
What are you tweaking about? The male motorist inquires as the woman opens her car door to scold him for allegedly spinning and swerving, quote-unquote, on the road, claiming to have an 82-year-old man as her passenger. The woman, noticeably slurring her words, rages, just because it's the 4th of July doesn't mean you can be an effing dick. The man says flatly, you're drunk as F, hurting himself and F you, guy. He insists, you're the one swerving. I was just following you. She then throws open her door and emerges from her car to challenge his assertion. But before she can even stand up straight, her sedan starts comically rolling away without her realizing it. She spits out, I'm that one effing swerving, then catches on that her careless error has caused her car to go down the roadway mid-sentence, frantically trying to get her foot on the brake. There's a super slow-mo crash as her sedan hits the SUV, but the worst part for her was when it appeared her right leg got pinned as she attempted to slow her car's roll, but failed.
Oh, no.
The video cuts and resumes showing the woman apparently explaining the situation to the driver of the SUV she just hit.
I could see myself making that same mistake if I was really, really pissed off.
What a terrible time for that to happen.
Oh, I love when she gets crushed, too. It's like instant karma.
Yeah, you lose that argument. No matter what. I mean, you might have been dominating that argument, but when that happens, you're done.
Oh, you look so dumb.
A 32-year-old woman's been arrested following a carjacking in Duluth Monday night, during which the car's owner was run over. The incident happened at 10:41 p.m. when a 24-year-old male was picking up food from inside a store, and then a suspect jumped in his vehicle, beginning to drive away. The The man tried to stop her from stealing his car, but was dragged and run over by the vehicle instead. The car was located afterwards, the woman arrested. Luckily, the man suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Then 2 Florida women were arrested last week after a street race. Police said the incident happened Friday around 1:50 a.m. when an officer spotted 2 sedans, a Cadillac and a Toyota, racing along the highway at about 93 miles per hour. The speed limit there was 45.
Doesn't really make sense to put yourself or others at risk for that. Lucky that they didn't hurt anybody else in the process.
The officer eventually caught up to the 2 cars and pulled the Cadillac over, driven by Jamiria Blunt, a 22-year-old with a 15-year-old passenger in the seat and a marijuana-themed last name. The Toyota driver was Kiara Johnson, also 22, and Johnson had an 8-month-old child in a rear-facing car seat and a last name sometimes used as a nickname for penis. The 2 women were arrested, and they both face charges of child neglect and highway racing.
Wait a minute now. I want to go back to this. One of them had a what? Like an infant in the car?
Yeah.
And the other 8-year-old or something?
15-year-old.
That's awesome.
A Florida woman was seen on body camera trying to top off her gas tank during a DWI arrest. Sergeant Moore with the Marion County Sheriff's Office stopped the woman's vehicle for speeding and erratic driving, reaching speeds of over 100 miles an hour. The driver, Christina Bermudez, eventually pulled into a gas station where she attempted to fill up her tank while completely oblivious to the traffic stop, or so she claimed. In the video, she claims to have not noticed the police lights behind her because it's so dark.
We've been behind you with lights and trying to pull you over.
I'm sorry, I didn't notice. It's so dark.
How much you had to drink tonight?
I didn't have anything.
Ma'am, you're all over the road.
No, I'm not.
Go ahead and grab your driver's license. Come back here for me.
You know how it is when it's so dark.
I didn't notice a damn thing. I got this baby back here in the car, so.
You know how it is when it's so dark and you just can't see lights when they show up?
Yeah.
Before exiting her vehicle, Bermudez claimed to not have had anything to drink, but quickly noticed she was missing a shoe.
Oh.
After stepping out of the car, she began to open her fuel tank before the deputy stopped her.
I'm missing a shoe.
You're missing a shoe?
Yes, I lost a shoe. My shoe broke.
Go ahead and step out of the vehicle. Ma'am, don't undo that. You're not getting gas right now. Stand over here.
Bermudez then said she had maybe a beer.
How much do you have to drink tonight?
Maybe a beer.
You've had probably more than one beer.
She was arrested and taken to jail where she provided a breath sample of .191. I don't think one beer will do that.
Nope.
It's summer Christmas in Minnesota. The fair-loving public is unwrapping the list of new foods for the Minnesota State Fair. 33 new dishes arrived this year. However, there's always one which is so deeply absurd and so medically inadvisable to put in your mouth that everyone wants to try it.
What's the gimmick this time, Cubby?
This year's cause of death for some of us will be the deep-fried ranch dressing.
I'm totally going to try this.
I also will try it. More specifically, it's deep-fried ranch seasoning with buttermilk and cream cheese coated in batter. Based on social media response, seems like the deep-fried ranch dressing is one of the biggest talkers of the new Minnesota State Fair food list.
Is this how it usually plays out for you folks at the fair as far as the new hot food, the new item, right? You get there, on the way there, everyone's talking about, hey, did you hear about the deep-fried ranch? And everyone says, oh, yeah, I can't. And then you get there, and someone says, okay, where's the deep-fried thing? And someone says, it's over there. And you say, oh, it's all the way over there? And then you never go and, right?
You can say that about a lot of things at the fair.
Right.
That's so true.
Even things you really want to do or eat or whatever, it's like, oh, man.
I can't wait for the deep-fried, whatever, squirrel. And then, oh, it's all the way over there. And you never go anywhere near it.
I'll just get a hot dog.
I want to try the Korean corn dogs this year, too. Maybe we can, we'll be out there, I'd imagine, the 2 Fridays.
Oh, I hope.
Yeah, you think so?
I hope not.
I would assume we're going to do it. Sounds like we're not going to do it. So enjoy the fair, everyone. The series premiere of Sunny debuts today on Apple TV+.
Sunny.
Rashida Jones plays an American living in Japan whose family disappears in a mysterious plane crash. Then she receives Sunny, a robot that was built by her husband's company who helps her discover what really happened to her family. And Viking star Justin Jefferson is one of the NFL stars featured in the new series Receiver, streaming now on Netflix. Similar to last year's Quarterback, which followed NFL quarterbacks like former Vikings QB Kirk Cousins during the 2022 season, Receiver follows the 2023 seasons of 5 big-name receivers. Alongside Jefferson, you'll see Devontae Adams, George Kittle, Debo Samuel, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, all a part of receiver starting today. Jessica Simpson, 44 today, hubba hubba.
Wow.
Sophia Vergara, hubba hubba, 52.
There's a lot of heat coming off of today's birthday list.
Oh, heck yeah. Happy 42nd to Poor Life Choices Jesus, hubba hubba, sweating his butt off, putting up solar panels today, and that's 93X News.
Poor Life Choices. I like that one a lot. That's good.
Randy Shaver
is a big humper, literally humping everyone. He is social, but he's more concerned about humping everybody.
on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
I always knew, Kirk was going to do whatever he needs to do for, his business-wise. I just knew that, everything just wasn't, the way he wanted it to be here, especially, just with having to pay me and, having to pay so many other different guys. He just wanted a new start, a new opportunity. I'm not mad at him at all for that.
Well, good. That's Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings talking about the departure of Kirk Cousins. Get over it. Let's check in with the boys here. Brad Ryder, the lonely boy. How you doing, son?
Good morning.
Good morning. And Randy Shaver is off on a road trip with the wife. It's his summer road trip. And today we're going to try and figure out where in the hell he's at. Hello, Randy Shaver.
Good morning.
Well, yesterday you said you'd like to mess with us a little bit and maybe give us some subtle hints as to where the hell you're headed on your summer road trip. You want to do this like piece by piece? Because I'm guessing you've got more than one destination.
Yeah, let's just do where I am today.
So we're going to try to figure. Josh thought, the old cartoon in the newspaper, Where's Waldo? Josh thought we could put a spin on this segment and call it Where's Dildo?
Well, that was an off-air comment that I said I was scared to say on the air. When we finished up the break yesterday, I said, we should actually call it Where's Dildo? And Nick said you should have said that on the air. And I said, I'm not going to say that on the air because I'm scared to.
What are you scared of?
I don't want, Randy, I don't want to offend the guy. I just thought it was a funny title.
He doesn't care about anything anymore. He doesn't care
true.
What you call him. He doesn't care. The jokes can be filthier than they've ever been before, can't they, at this point, Randy?
Absolutely, Josh. I mean, you and I are on equal ground now. I am fair game. So
it's right.
Have you settled down from the cloud of celebrity?
Now that he's no longer on
television.
Now that no one knows who he is anymore.
You're just a regular plebe like the rest of us.
I am just a normal wapple now.
My God. The arrogance of this man.
You should be in radio.
Now that he's no longer on television reading cue cards to us, now he's right down on our level and we can say whatever we want. So,
all right, so here's the thing.
Yes.
You can't use the internet, okay?
No, we won't do that.
So, Dana, get your hands away from the computer.
Oh, my hands are elsewhere, Randy.
I'm sure they are.
Oh, boy.
God, that's gross.
Yeah.
I just threw up in my mouth.
Okay. I could come up
the other day I was close. You said I was close in my guess without having any clues. So
well, I don't remember what you said, but Randy Shaver, go ahead. Where are you going with this?
So here's the first clue.
Yes.
I'm in Eastern time, but you wouldn't think so.
All right. I think I already have it figured out.
Eastern time,
but you wouldn't think so. Brad Ryder, what did you say yesterday?
I said that he was going to start going south, and they were going to spend maybe a day or two with his son because his son lives in Iowa, his oldest son.
Right.
And then they probably will go somewhere further south from there. And I guessed Missouri, and you said I was close, but I wasn't quite right.
Okay. Well, when you say Eastern time zone, but you wouldn't think it, what comes to mind? Tell me if this is the liquor talking. Michigan.
That's what I was thinking too. Michigan.
I'm going to guess that because you made a comment last year when I was in Nashville about how much you loved going to Nashville. I'm going to guess that you're in Tennessee.
Now, am I right about that? Well,
let me give you another clue.
Okay.
Because you are very close. I'm only here because
there's a nude beach.
I'm only here because of a war with Toledo.
A war with? Are we at war with Toledo?
Not yet, but if I get my way.
Oh.
There was. It's called the Toledo War, and I'm only here because of that.
Okay, well then obviously you're in Ohio.
What? Was that against Michigan?
Ah, very good, Josh.
It is in Michigan.
I don't have a clue what's happening.
Here's the last clue.
Yes.
It's the birthplace of professional hockey.
Oh, you're making a lot of state of hockey listeners mad right now.
Well, think about this, though. Professional hockey.
I'm totally clueless. Totally clueless on this.
Well, you guys were right. I'm in Michigan.
Okay.
I'm in Houghton, Michigan.
Oh, okay. That's where Northern Michigan University is, correct?
Nope, Michigan Tech.
Michigan Tech. Okay, tell us more. Cover the Toledo thing because I don't know what you're talking about.
So in 1837, the Michigan became the 26th state in the country, but they wanted the southern part of Lake, whatever that lake is Lake Erie? And Toledo was part of it. And the president, I read about this last night.
Somebody's been on Wikipedia.
Yeah. The president of the United States gave them the upper UP if they would leave Ohio with Toledo.
Okay.
And so that's how Michigan ended up with the upper UP to screw Wisconsin.
This is fascinating. It's like I'm sitting in history class again.
Wow.
So Wisconsin really was the big loser in all this because they lost, which really should be part of their state, right?
Okay.
The whole state should be Wisconsin, but the upper part of Wisconsin is really Michigan, the upper UP. So that's where we are today. We're in the upper UP. We got here yesterday. We're going to drive up to a place called, if you look at a map, we're driving up to a place called Copper Harbor, which is the very, very northern tip of the upper UP.
All right, that's very interesting. You've never been there before?
Never been here before. It was a gorgeous drive through northern Wisconsin, southern Michigan. Just very beautiful.
You know, we have a Youper Jesus in the listening audience, and he predicted it right away. Yeah, I've met him before. Awesome guy.
Quite a few of our listeners guessed the UP when you started talking about this and that. And now, tell us about this birthplace of professional hockey. What are we
So I was reading about it this morning. Canada is given credit with the game, right?
Sure.
But everything I read said that they never had professional teams because they thought that was ungentlemanly.
Gentlemanly.
They didn't want to be paid to play the game. And so the first professional team was started in Houghton in 1903.
F me running.
So as I was driving into the city of 8,000 people yesterday, there's a sign as you drive in which says Houghton, Michigan, the birthplace of professional hockey.
Wow.
I've been there actually many times when I traveled with Gopher Hockey. We used to play Michigan Tech.
So Brad, did you ever
WCHA days, Brad Ryder?
Yeah.
Yes. So Brad, did you eat at the Ambassador?
Absolutely.
Yeah, what a great place last night.
Well, a few people are texting in suggesting you eat there. So, okay, that must be a pretty well-known place.
And this is just your first stop on this dorky summer trip, you and the wife.
It's a very short road trip with those really two other stops. And, yes, so we're here just today. We're leaving tomorrow morning for our next stop.
So we can play Where's Dildo all over again tomorrow morning.
You can.
All right.
Actually, I'll still be here. So if you want to wait and play it the next day,
sure,
I'll actually physically be there.
However you want to play it. Wow, there are a lot of our listeners who know every damn thing about the neighborhood you're hanging out in right now.
Good.
In the
Cool.
UP. They're telling you to stop here and stop there.
Okay, give me some suggestions, Nick, because we've read about a bunch of things, but the listeners are going to know better than any book that I'm reading or website or anything like that.
What about the Mariner Bar in Copper Harbor?
The Mariner Bar, okay.
Somebody recommends that one.
I'm talking about like scenic places, though. Don't give me the bars.
Go to this bar, go to that bar.
You're asking the wrong people, then, Randy.
Randy,
yeah, really, no kidding.
We're getting all bars and restaurants is what we're getting.
Now that you're there, though, can you see why it would be, and it is, a really good college town?
Yeah, I mean, the downtown actually is very nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect. Along the river there, I don't know if it's the river. What is it?
The lake, yeah.
Yeah, whatever it is. Very beautiful.
Yeah.
We haven't driven across the bridge to start we'll do that today, obviously, as we drive up to Copper Harbor. But so far, it's been, the drive here, you guys, if you ever driven through, I've never driven through northern Wisconsin like that.
Oh, it's beautiful.
once you get past Hayward, it's just gorgeous.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely gorgeous.
Spectacular.
Spooner blows.
I've seen the bridge. How about the Quincy Mines tour, Randy?
The Quincy Mines tour.
Quincy Mines tour is someplace you're supposed, something you're supposed to do. Apparently, there's some glass bottom boat tours people enjoyed.
Oh, sweet.
Interesting.
I'll tell you what. Sounds like you better be careful up there. I think the UP is a good place where a guy like you might get his ass kicked. I don't know.
You know what? That's why I've got the wife.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
And
she's feisty.
you definitely want to go there in July and not January.
Yes.
So you picked a good month to go.
Yeah.
Uper Jesus has text back in, and he knows a thing or two, obviously.
Oh, he does.
Yes.
He said you should check out the Porcupine Mountains. It's a little out of the way, but it's not too far. He said you'd enjoy that.
Porcupine Mountains. Okay.
You want to take a guess, Josh, where some of our listeners are saying they're playing their own version of Where's Dildo?
I saw it. You know what? Let's just say this is inappropriate. Yes, my mom has entered the chat.
They said they play that game at your mother's house.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm going to need therapy about this.
They say they play that game at your mama's house.
There's a lot of
Josh, you're the one that brought it up, though. I mean, shame on you. You should have known better.
That's true. I do get myself into some trouble.
Well, it sounds like a beautiful trip that you've made so far, Randy Shaver, and we look forward to playing another version of Where's Dildo as soon as you reach your next destination.
I'm actually excited. I'm actually really excited about our next stop. So, yes, It should be fun.
All right, that sounds just great. No Twins game last night. I didn't know what to do with myself. Now that I'm able to access Twins games again, which...
Well, you're married. You should be able to have a nice conversation with your wife.
What are you, nuts? That's why I got. That's why
you got the Twins broadcast.
That's why I begged her to fire up whatever channels we have now. I said we gotta mix something up. There's too much talking in this relationship. Way too much talking. You got to give me a ball game to watch before I go nuts. No Twins. They got rained out in Chicago, so they're going to play a straight up doubleheader today, starting at 1:00.
Okay.
Straight up doubleheader. What do we got? What are the pitching matchups? Bailey Ober and Eric Fetty today.
Fetty's pretty good too. He's had a really good year.
Yeah. The White Sox don't have terrible pitching. Tonight
we talked
Pablo
about
Lopez,
that with Fetty and Crochet have both been pretty good for Chicago.
Their defense is not good and their hitting's not good.
1:00 game, and then I don't know what kind of a break they'll take between that and the second game. Pablo Lopez is going to pitch that second game against a kid named Drew Thorpe.
Yeah, young guy.
So I didn't know what the hell to do last night.
Well, what did you do? Just out of curiosity.
I watched I told everyone this earlier. With this new gimmick here, and you guys know how lost I am on these subjects. We're streaming. Is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fubo? Are you a Fubo guy?
I don't know what that means.
Okay.
But I'm able to access a channel now that I haven't had for a couple of years. I'm able now to watch Dark Side of the Ring, the wrestling documentary series. So last night I spent my time watching the documentary on Doink the Clown. And, of course, it was dark and awful and just a sad story. That's how I spent my time last night. Now, Monday night's Twins game, and this aggravated me that I missed this, because I watched every minute of Monday night's Twins-White Sox game. I remember this specific camera shot, and I missed it when it happened. Monday night, cameras caught Twins pitcher Joe Ryan powdering his balls.
Omitting ball
Not
powdering.
baseballs, testicles.
His friggin' nuts, his testicles. And this was...
In the dugout?
In the dugout.
I
Seventh
hope they
inning.
didn't stick with that shot very long.
They did not. But I mean,
Well, it caught the whole thing.
yeah, it caught the ball powdering.
Just once I'd like to look down at my genitals like he did and have that expression like, yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. That's kind of the look he had on his face.
it was.
He's not shy. He had no idea, I don't think, that the cameras were live. And maybe he wouldn't care in the first place. But if you were watching the game like I was, maybe you remember, Carlos Correa hits a dong in the seventh. Correa goes back to the bench. Everyone's high-fiving him. And at one point or another, the camera has a shot where it's just Correa and Joe Ryan. Joe Ryan comes over to congratulate him for his home run. And real quick, Ryan pulls the front of his pants forward and dumps some baby powder down there. I guess it was a hot night in Chicago Monday night, and he was trying to keep things dry down there.
I've only tried that once. I didn't like it.
Hilarious video, hilarious stuff. What didn't you like about it, John?
Well, I don't want to get too gross, but let's just say a paste was made. When I landscaped, one of the guys I worked with, he's like, dude, you got to try this. I tried. I didn't like it whatsoever.
Yeah, in the kitchen, we would use cornstarch if things got hot.
Are you supposed to use cornstarch?
What do you mean?
I mean, is that like a common... Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's even like a joke in a lot of kitchens and movies and
Girls
stuff like
will
that,
use
too.
it on their hair, too, for like in substitution of dry shampoo. It's a very versatile ingredient.
Well, apparently so.
You know, I've certainly sweat. I've done my fair share of sweating in my lifetime, but I've never considered pouring anything down the front of my underwears to try to...
I just did it based on a recommendation from the dude that ran the landscaping company, and I wasn't a fan.
Oh, a little Gold Bond down there is wonderful.
It was a name brand that was made for it. You do enjoy it.
Yes, I do.
Obviously, this time of year, whenever the weather starts to heat up, and we're supposed to get for real hot finally this weekend, this conversation comes up every summer. We got a lot of listeners that work out of doors, as my dad used to say, out of doors, and they all have their favorite little remedy for nut butter. So we've baby powder. Who said Gold Bond?
I said Gold Bond, yeah.
And I can't think of the other. Sawdust.
The one that you and I should try is that loom.
Oh,
we
yeah.
love that
you
loom
love that
lady
lady.
so much.
She says your bag will smell like $1 million, no matter, yeah.
Yeah, Manscaped even has a deodorant that's made for it, and it's like a lotion. Feels really nice.
You see, Wobble?
Oh, you gross.
Oh, my God.
Don't tell us how good it feels to put lotion on.
Jesus.
Do all of us have that nut mower? What do they call it again? The
lawnmower?
You know what?
Nut mower.
Second thought, I'm not on the same level as you.
Well, it'll take a while to settle down to
Yeah.
level of filth.
Hey, you laughed at the "Where's Dildo" joke directed at Josh's mother. Don't try to put yourself on a pedestal now that claims you're above all this.
On second thought.
No, he's right, though. He had some good insight on the whole thing. I do tend to put myself, when it comes to my mom, in all kinds of separate positions, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm. So anyway...
651-989-9393 if you'd like to text in a Josh's mom joke, by the way.
So, what the hell were you saying? Okay, yeah, Wapple. I ordered a nut mower, and they sent me that bucket of ball whatever.
Mine didn't
ball cream.
I never cracked it open. That's just silly. What do you, as a grown man over there? You lotioned your testicles after shaving
hot
them?
days.
Is it? Oh, so it's not like after you use it.
I thought you were claiming it was an aftershave of some sort.
No, oh God, that would burn and that would sting. You put it on like hot days and stuff, so everything doesn't sweat.
And it really works?
Yeah.
All right.
And it smells good,
What
too.
the hell do you do when you're cutting that kind of a sweat?
What?
What do you do where you cut that kind of a sweat?
Disc golfing.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Baseball, softball. I mean,
what does it taste like?
I've never tasted it.
Good Wapple.
God.
So anyway, back to this Joe Ryan story. It's very funny, the video where he dumps baby powder down the front of his jock. The intention, obviously, was to capture, Carlos Correa celebrating his home run, but as an added bonus, there's Joe Ryan. I saw it on TMZ, and it's everywhere, this video. I
think. Did you post that, Ashley?
Yes,
I thought
I
you
did.
said you did. Yeah.
Okay, so now it's cool if I bring that up, posting things. I can do that now.
Yes.
We have
Isn't
paid the
that
bill.
Awesome?
We have paid the bill.
We all went in our couch cushions, found all
The
the loose
website
change.
is operational for 30 more days.
That's right. August 1st, who knows?
Just kicking that can down the road.
Oh,
Turned me
man.
upside down and just kept shaking.
So Joe Ryan hasn't addressed this hubbub yet, as far as I know, but I'm sure he'd have fun with it. He seems like a
It kind of seemed like he realized at the very end of it that, I might have been on camera there.
Whoops. Yeah, like why wouldn't he go back to the clubhouse and do that?
Or just step out in the hallway.
I don't know. I mean,
there,
it wasn't like he pulled his pants down. He just kind of pulled it
forward.
You don't have to go back to the clubhouse for that.
Yeah, but I mean, there's just cameras everywhere.
It's not like he's the kid at the urinal with his pants and his underwear all the way down to his ankles.
I don't know, Wapple. I mean, I think we'd all, in a pinch, just throw caution to the wind and just give her a quick powdering. It wasn't a big deal. All right, so since there was no Twins baseball last night, I found some other baseball stuff that we can talk about. That might have been the motivation for this article from USA Today. Maybe the writer's favorite team got rained out too, the author of this article. But we could have some fun with it. Go ahead. Okay, Brad writer Randy Shaver. Who is the shortest player in big league baseball today?
Altuve.
That was my guess, too.
Is that right?
You're right.
Okay.
Well, there's a couple of them. USA Today decided, maybe, like I said, out of boredom because their favorite team wasn't playing. They busted loose with the shortest player in baseball today, the tallest, the heaviest, the lightest, the oldest, the youngest. So I thought we could head in this direction. You're right. Jose Altuve, hilarious, by the way, when he got beamed over the weekend. I don't know if I made that clear yesterday. Hilarious. He is 5'6". He's one of two players in big league baseball who are only 5'6". The other is Dominic Fletcher, an outfielder for the White Sox. Oh, there's another one, an infielder for the Mariners by the name of Ryan Bliss. 5'6". I didn't even think he was that tall.
Yeah, I didn't think he was that tall either, but that's, I mean, what he's done in his career is pretty spectacular when you consider, he's 5'6". That's pretty
amazing to me that somebody that height can hit the ball as far as
with the power.
Yes. I mean, normally guys that are that height are, singles hitters, slap.
Yeah, they're spray hitters.
Well, it helps to know what pitch is coming to.
Come on.
I'm kidding, of course. Not all of his big hits were because someone told him what pitch. Okay, I'm not going to ask you to name the tallest pitcher in big league.
Bailey Ober.
He is second. Okay, good guess. As far as tallest big league player, Bailey Ober. I mean, obviously, when you watch the guy on television, you can tell.
6'8".
Bailey Ober's a big dude. You can tell that by looking at it. I did not know. Randy Shaver, he's listed here as 6'9".
Okay, 6'9".
Yeah. That is a big, for baseball, wow, things have changed in baseball.
Especially as a pitcher, because it feels like he's halfway to the plate when he releases the ball.
Right. Almost all of these guys on the tallest big league player list are pitchers. Almost all of them.
Yeah.
No, I've got a guess, and I think he pitched for the Twins for a while.
Go ahead.
John Roush.
He's no longer active, as far as I know.
Oh, I thought you were going for all time.
No. We're talking active players here, Brad.
Well, if we go all time, Randy Johnson's got to be up in that list, too. So.
Well, here's what I have for tallest current player. I've never heard of the guy. Sean Helly. He pitches for the San Francisco Giants.
Yep, he's a reliever.
He's 6'11". Damn near 7 foot tall.
Wow.
Bailey Ober's 6'9". The tallest position player that I find here, you probably can name who that is. The tallest position. He's a very well-known, plays for the friggin' Yankees.
Judge?
Yes, Aaron Judge.
Sure. 6'7"?
Yes, Aaron Judge and O'Neal Cruz of the Pittsburgh Pirates are 6'7".
Yeah. And two different total positions, too. Cruz plays shortstop at 6'7", and Judge plays outfield, center field.
It's just so interesting, to me at least, how much has changed. There's no way you hand a 6'11" guy a baseball in 1985. You just don't do it.
Yeah, and the big guys always played first base.
Right.
Boog Powell, Frank Howard.
Right.
Those guys always played first base. They didn't play the outfield. They didn't play position. And you're right, they didn't pitch.
No, you just didn't hand a kid a baseball when he was 6'7", 6'6" in 1985. You just didn't. You handed him a basketball.
I forget.
I have no way to prove this factually, but when I used to hang around, when I was with the Wolves, when I used to hang around Carl Anthony Towns, he used to claim, to me anyway, that he was a really good high school pitcher.
Okay.
At that height. And I can understand that. When you're that tall, I'm sure you can throw the ball that hard,
Right.
All right.
But then we've seen athletes, not necessarily just basketball players, but other athletes who are incredible in other sports who can't throw a ball to save their life. So
football players.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get, right?
As far as the heaviest active players, a lot of them are also on the tallest list, so that doesn't, bring a whole lot of... This really got me also. There are 2 active big leaguers, grown men who are 145 pounds playing professional baseball.
Dang, that's like my size.
As far as the lightest
Tiny.
big league players, I was surprised to see 2 guys who are 145 pounds. One of them is a pitcher, Keider Montero of the Detroit Tigers, 145-pound pitcher. How the hell do you get a fastball into the 90s when you're 145 pounds? I have no idea.
How tall is he?
I don't know. That's not listed because he's on the lightest list.
6'1".
Another.
Wow. Oh, that's even skinnier than I was picturing.
Now, you know what just dawned on me? What's that effing pitcher's name? Stroman. Marcus Stroman?
Right.
Now, is he with the Yankees now?
Yes, he's with the Yankees.
He made the lightest and the shortest list. He's like 5'8" or 9.
Yeah, 5'8".
How the hell are you throwing a fastball that...
Well, he's been around forever, too.
He has.
I mean, the guy's proven himself for sure.
Who's the oldest active player? Very recognizable name.
Oh, God.
Is Nelson Cruz still playing?
No.
I'll give you a hint. Lots and lots of semen.
Oh,
what?
Verlander.
Justin Verlander.
Oh, God. Okay.
Think of him.
God.
You didn't like my hint?
Oh, I loved it.
Justin Verlander is 41 years old. Oldest active player. Who did you ask about, Brad?
Who's the oldest active position player?
Oh, good question, because I cut it off.
The oldest active position player. Who would that be?
Oh, maybe Charlie Morton. Wait a minute.
No, he's a pitcher.
No, you're
Charlie
right,
Morton's a pitcher.
I was thinking of who's
Joey Votto?
Is he
Joey Votto.
Is he still active?
He's with Toronto. I don't know if he's playing, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Isn't he?
Sorry, I cut the list off. I didn't think I would be asked any questions. I have all pitchers in front of me.
Joey Votto's got to be up there.
If he's still active.
If he's still active. I don't know if he's active.
Isn't he?
I have no idea. I haven't heard
I don't he didn't make the team out of spring training, so I'm not sure if he's active or not.
Isn't he hurt or something?
Let's not kill
Says
ourselves
he's a Blue
over.
Jay.
All right.
Right. He's with Toronto.
Probably right. If he's active, it's got to be Joey Votto. Justin Verlander's 41. Jesse Chavez, a pitcher for the Braves, is 40. Charlie Morton, a pitcher for the Braves, is 40. I didn't know they had 2 guys. Max Scherzer will be 40 in a couple of weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right, you guys might take interest in this because I know this is, for Brad Ryder and Randy Shaver, this is your favorite foxy internet lady. Paige Spiranac.
Spiranac, yes.
Yeah.
She fired up that godless social media a day or 2 ago. She's very helpful. She fired up social media to give golfers with big boobs advice on how to get around your can.
I saw this.
So nice of her.
I saw this.
Advice on how to get around your big sweater cannons and still be an effective golfer.
John Daly could probably help with that topic. Yeah, that broke the internet yesterday.
Did it break the internet?
It sure did.
It usually does whenever she posts a video.
She talks about tucking it in, right?
Yeah, well, I'll be honest with you. I didn't listen to much of what she said.
How to get the swing around. Yeah, how to get the swing. Get your arms through, basically, is how she put it.
I'm more or less
You got to keep it compact. You got to keep it compact. You can't have those things out there.
That was quite the outfit she was wearing.
I just looked at the pictures. So, but from what I understand, I think she, tell me if I'm wrong here, Cubby or Randy, whoever, didn't she advise that if you have massive breasts, don't you tuck one of your arms between them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, move the left one to the side and tuck it underneath your left arm.
Your boobs will cradle one of your arms. You put one of your arms down the front of your cleavage, and that's how, I don't know.
You're holding it back with your elbow, basically.
The elbow.
But boy, the follow through.
She has all kinds
those pants. There was like scales or something. Like fish scales.
Leaves nothing to the imagination.
That is not your typical golfer attire. Well, I haven't been on a course in a while, I guess.
It's not.
What was she doing with her pants?
I mean, they looked like they were made out of fish scales.
Oh, like the yoga pants.
Yeah, but they're like ribbed for, I don't know, somebody's pleasure.
Ew.
So those were something else.
I'll tell you what. So there you go. If you're a golfer and you're top heavy, she has slow motion videos that'll show you how to swing the club. You can still hit the ball well, she says, and be comfortable. How far away are we now from the Olympics?
July 26th is the opening day.
Oh, we got a while.
2 weeks. 2.5 weeks.
The Minnesota Timberwolves have 4 players participating in the Summer Olympics in Paris. Who are they? Go!
Anthony Edwards.
That's one.
Rudy Gobert.
Anthony Edwards for Team USA. Rudy Gobert for Team French. There's 2.
Wow.
One of them is a Canadian, and he's a hell of a player for the Wolves.
Oh, is that that's the guard? I can't think of his name. I can see him.
Nikhil Alexander Walker.
Yeah.
Walker.
Yep,
Sure.
Nikhil.
He's Canadian.
Yep.
And the final is a guy we just, acquired. Joe Ingles will be playing for Team Australia. I didn't know he was Australian.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Birthplace of hockey, Randy told us earlier.
Yeah.
All right. They start up. There's some kind of preliminary games. One of them is tonight.
They probably have some practice games.
Yeah,
some exhibitions.
Okay, they call it a showcase. So tonight at 9:30, Team USA basketball with A1 from Day Dam 1 plays Canada.
It'll be like watching the NBA All-Star game.
Yeah. All right. I'm guessing I could find this on my television. 9:30 is kind of late, but at least I could catch in maybe an hour. Did you know, Josh, being maybe, as far as Minnesota goes, the state of Minnesota, Josh, you are Chipotle's most loyal customer ever.
It's probably, I'm up there, yeah. I am a master burrito ambassador. I have the plaque to prove it.
So cool.
Did they ever name a burrito after you?
No, they did not.
They should have. They should have. Did you know that Anthony Edwards has his own burrito at Chipotle?
Yes.
You did?
Well, I sent you the story.
Oh, I mean, obviously, I meant before yesterday.
Before yesterday, no. I had heard that was in the works.
Okay. They have something on them, I guess. I don't know. I haven't been to the joint in a long time. You guys know how I worry about my diet.
Yes.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And for good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Falling apart at the seams over here. I need to start.
Right.
Doctor's always on my ass about eating more vegetables.
Yes.
He is.
It's good for you.
The Anthony Edwards Bowl is what they call it. You want to know what's in it?
Sure.
Oh, it's probably lame.
No, I don't think so at all.
You're lame. Half chicken, half steak, brown rice, fresh tomato salsa, roasted corn chili salsa, lettuce.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I'd be all over that.
He had me until the lettuce.
You had me until you just stopped without
Well,
saying
I'm sure-
sour cream.
Yeah.
That's the best part about Chipotle is their sour cream.
And their cheese. Love the cheese.
I love the cheese.
Got good cheese waffle.
Really good cheese.
I'll just take a handful of cheese, please.
Cheese, please.
Just cheese in the burrito, please.
Did we get everyone covering that character voice? Did anyone not get a chance to do that character?
After the rap, just put the cheese in my mouth.
This next bit of information, this saddens a pimp. I'm saddened by something I learned today. One of my favorite quarterbacks ever, Bernie F. Me Running Kosar, says he's suffering from Parkinson's disease and liver failure.
From football.
From football?
He says he got hit in the liver playing football. Oh. And the doctors told him that he would have to have a liver transplant at some point in his life. And he's reached that point.
Dude got hit in the liver.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, this is terrible because I worshiped Bernie Kosar when I was a teenage kid. I really did. Hopefully, things can improve for the guy. He says, earlier this winter he damn near died. Had to have a blood transfusion. He's feeling better now. But now he's, Parkinson's and liver failure. That's a double whammy. Yeah. But he says he believes in the power of positive thinking, and he's gonna give her hell. By God, if you're a younger person, there was something so beautifully ugly about Bernie Kosar.
and his twin brother, Vinny Testaverde.
Yeah, they were very similar. Bernie was knock-kneed and no faster than your dad out there on the football field.
Yes, true.
And he sidearmed the ball. I mean, wait, you know how people masturbate over, oh, my God, Patrick Mahomes, he threw it sidearm. I'm so sick of that. Bernie Kosar was doing that before Patrick Mahomes was a wrinkle in the sheets.
Long before that.
I'm so tired. They do it with Mahomes. They did it with Brent Favre. Oh, he sidearmed the ball. Big friggin' deal. Bernie Kosar was doing it on a garbage football field in Cleveland. Their field was always in terrible shape, and the weather was terrible. And if it wasn't for John Elway's ugly ass, Bernie Kosar would have won 2 Super Bowls. 2 of them. I love Bernie. I love you, Bernie Kosar. I love watching you play.
Yeah, very sad.
Number 19, not a number you see with quarterbacks too much.
Ah, Johnny U, man.
Yeah.
He was He was so cool. Bernie was just cool. And the defensive backs would be saying to themselves, did we just get burned on an 80-yard touchdown pass by Bernie Kosar? Look at the guy. How did we not stop Bernie Kosar?
If you ever want to watch something comical, though, watch his twin brother, Vinny Testaverde, run like 60 yards for a touchdown against the Vikings. Mm-hmm. If you ever want to watch something, just go to YouTube and plug in Vinny Testaverde long touchdown run, and I guarantee you're going to enjoy yourself.
He did that against the Vikings?
He did, didn't he?
Am I thinking of Steve Young?
No. I thought it was Vinny Testaverde.
Okay, I don't know. I know that anytime you watch Vinny Testaverde run, it was funny. No one's questioning that. But I don't remember him running 60 yards against the Vikings. I got to see that.
I
remember the Steve Young one.
The Steve Young one was insane.
Maybe I got him mixed up. Maybe it is Steve Young, which is obviously, he's a much better runner than Vinny Testaverde.
Yeah. There were members for the Steve Young play, late 80s. Steve Young was quarterbacking the San Francisco 49ers. Everyone on the Vikings defense had a chance to tackle him twice on that play, and they couldn't do it. Oh, you guys know Chris Paul, right? Nothing but a cone.
That's all he is.
You know, like the orange thing you use at practice, the cone?
You just go right around
You just go right. He's a cone. He signed up to play basketball this year with the San Antonio Spurs. Well, I can see why you would do that. Just get to lob the ball to that Wambayami guy all day long. That will be fun. Plus, he knows he's going to...
Wambayami?
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
He knows he's going to play, right?
Sure.
Spurs ain't got anybody at guard. So Chris Paul's going to lob the ball to Wambayami all season long.
What we call a cone. You know what you do with cones?
Yeah.
In the summertime, you got a cone. You make a move. What does the cone do?
Stay still.
Exactly. He's a cone.
Exactly.
Oh, that's so funny.
And you guys don't want Patrick Beverley back in this town.
Wimbayami?
Ah. All right. One final.
Okay, I was right. Go on YouTube.
I'm on RedTube. Can I find it on RedTube?
Vinny Testaverde, 48-yard touchdown run against the Vikings.
Oh, God, I got to watch this.
He rushed for over 100 yards in the game. 1990.
So long, Elsa Jean videos. I'm headed over to YouTube.
There you go.
Ashley knows who I'm talking about. I'm headed over. Vinny Testaverde, 40. How many yards did he
48-yard touchdown.
48 yards. I can check that out.
It's going to take me a while to type Testaverde.
I'm surprised Dana didn't follow up and.
He just sits there and kind of plays with his zipper.
Yeah.
40. He's dreaming of wings and Nintendo strategies.
All right, I'll have to find.
You told him to keep his hands off the computer a little while ago. So.
Yeah, I took you seriously.
Yeah, you're very obedient.
You're saying this is one more time. Vinny Testaverde, what?
48-yard touchdown run in 1990.
1990.
Against the Vikings.
It's the year I graduated high school. Did you guys know that?
I did.
I'm not seeing it in. Oh, God, here it is. I got to see this. Oh, Chris Berman.
The video I'm looking at is 4 minutes and 20 seconds long. It took them that long to run.
Wow, that's a long time running down.
That is a long field.
Randy, does the video start with Chris Berman?
Yes.
Okay, then we'll have some fun with this. That's great.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Thank you for finding that video. Tomorrow we'll talk to you on day 2 of your summer road trip, Randy Shaver, and find out what the hell's going on. Does the sex pick up when you and the wife are on these road trips?
Oh, I got no comment about that.
I would imagine so. That's how it goes, right? Out of town, things heat up.
Okay.
Sure. You feel like you're on your honeymoon again, right?
Yeah.
I want to get back to talking about Randy Shaver's sex life, but I just watched the Vinny Testaverde 48-yard touchdown run, 1990 versus. He doesn't look bad running the ball back there.
I told you.
He doesn't look bad. He looks pretty spry. I never knew he had this in him ever. But the Vikings brought it out of him. He drops back. There he goes. I mean, he's actually kind of cooking down there. Mike Merriweather's behind him. Ray Berry takes a shot at him. There's Joey Browner, Carl Lee, none of them.
Oh, my God.
Vinny looks pretty good.
There you go, see?
And those old Bucks uniforms, man.
Oh, the orange ones?
Oh,
the creamsicle.
Orange, yeah.
The creamsicle.
The creamsicle.
Oh, Audrey McMillan had a chance at him. Everybody did.
Those are probably still the John McKay days, aren't they? 1990?
No, he was long gone by then.
Oh, was he?
There's John Randall is way behind the pack. Come on, Al Noga watching it happen. Not even running. Al Noga's not even running.
Was Al Noga cheering?
He was just, you know who else was just watching? Henry Thomas. These are Pro Bowlers. Pro Bowlers couldn't catch him. Okay, I've gone crazy. We'll talk to you tomorrow, boys.
Okay.
See ya.
Thank you very much. We'll be back in a few. How do I say that, Josh?
In a few.
Right.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Are you ready to beat the heat this summer? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is here to help you say goodbye to sweltering heat and hello to ultimate comfort. Ashley, what specials do they have going on this month?
Celebrate Christmas in July with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Get huge savings with $1,776 off a new multi-head ductless system. Visit standardheating.com to discover all the goodies in Santa's bag.
Every week, Michael Rosenbaum is getting deep with someone new on the Inside of You podcast.
Let's get inside of Kevin Smith. I can go to a movie and enjoy it, and I'm never like, I could have done that better.
Really?
Never. I started as a fan. I'll finish as a fan. And the difference between this iteration of Kevin Smith at age 53 and the one that most people met at the beginning of my career, back then, I would have told you all the movies that I hate, and here are the reasons why they suck. And you would never hear that from me today.
Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum, wherever you listen.
Half-Assed Morning Show 93X.
Oh, man, this has been fun. I don't care what a lot of our listeners have been saying about today's broadcast. I've had fun. It's effing Wednesday morning, 8:32. Welcome back to the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Flew by.
What happened?
It flew by, I feel like.
Today, you feel?
Yeah.
as if today's broadcast has flown by. I'm happy to hear that, Wapple.
I like a happy Wapple.
I am. I'm happy to hear that. I get annoyed. I think it's a little obnoxious nowadays how the Guinness Book of World Records has turned out, what that gimmick has become. Daily, some clown, whose ultimate goal is, of course, internet fame, set some pointless Guinness record.
Well, I don't even really click on the stories much anymore because it's usually the same Idaho guy.
Oh, yeah.
He just set another one for passing a ball back and forth.
Yeah, there's the repeat offenders. Yeah.
Well, this particular guy, and he does it to raise money for charity. I think it's STEM schools, or he's raising money for charity. But it's pretty much every day when you see a new one of these, you can just guess, predictably so, it's this Idaho guy.
Here's something, maybe you'll agree with this, Josh. When we were kids, when you'd crack open the Guinness Book of World Records, it was a creepy experience.
Yeah, it was
definitely.
awesome. Yeah.
It was like friggin' creepy.
Yeah. It was like an old Carney show.
Yeah.
It was a lot of that stuff was crazy, like world's longest tumor, or biggest tumor.
Yeah, the fingernails.
Yeah.
Oh, the old black and white photos, they were scary.
Maybe Ashley can...
biggest diarrhea bath.
Oh,
no.
What gross. Come on.
So, in my day, it kind of switched a little bit to Ripley's Believe It or Not. They started coming out every year with a book, and it'd be like the guy with he could push his eyes out of his head.
that type of
furthest.
thing.
Yeah,
I used to watch.
Forgot about that.
Remember the guy who had the twin on the back of his head that could make facial expressions?
Or the
cry?
lady with the fingernails, and they were like 7 feet long.
Yeah.
We mentioned the fingernails already. Yes, I used to watch that show, Ripley's Believe It or Not. Did you guys even hear what Josh just said?
About the diarrhea bath?
No, for Christ's
that wasn't me.
Josh just brought up, this is a story that, to this day, haunts me. Absolutely. You really didn't hear what he said. You friggin' people, it's Cubby over here.
They don't listen to what we say.
I don't know why there was somebody out there, Summers. We brought this up 10, 15 years ago on the radio. They had a Siamese twin. Is that what you call it?
I don't think you're supposed to say that anymore.
I apologize.
But yeah, I know what you're saying.
A conjoined twin on the back of their head. And all it was a face. Are you following this so far?
Yeah, we've talked about this before because it weirded me out.
And all the conjoined twin face on the back of this person's head could do was laugh or cry.
Edward Mordrake.
If that's not friggin' nightmare fuel, I don't know what is. It's bothered me since the first time we brought it up 10, 15 years. But that's the experience that the Guinness Book of World Records used to be.
Yeah, now it's kind of boring.
It's just silliness is what it is.
Maybe not, I shouldn't categorize the whole thing that, but a lot of the new records are kind of boring.
Yeah.
And again,
and obvious, right? Like something nobody would even ever think of. It's not something really impressive that you're beating this record. It's just like, well, yeah, who cares about that?
Right. Most times blinked in 30 seconds.
Before it was all fascinating.
Yes, it was. We even almost got involved. I'm glad this never worked out. A few years ago, we thought we would try to break the record for, what was it, high fives?
Well, there was a group doing that, and we had them on. And yeah, that was the goal, is they wanted to break. They were at the Mall of America, I think, and they wanted to break that record. And I think it was kind of a light showing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. These days, silliness. Okay. But if everyone else is doing it, just for today's broadcast, maybe we should act like, we want to get involved. What I have here are some of the more disgusting world records that people hold. They're in the book. Tell me if you think any of you could, make a run at something, like even take a vague interest in such a thing, okay? These are some of the more gross records. I know some of us don't have the strongest stomachs. I don't know. We'll find out. Here are some of the more disgusting world records. You tell me if you think. The longest maggot bath.
Oh. No. Well, if we're talking bikini-clad Slipknot fans, I could do that one. But if it's real maggots, pre-flies, no. I don't think I could do that. I don't like maggots.
Nope.
We had a garbage can full of maggots last summer. It was
Did you really?
disgusting.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
so
Set it
bad.
on fire.
I was just going to say, I can't remember the last time I crossed paths with a maggot.
I threw away half a bunny I found in my yard, and it didn't take too long for that thing to be crawling with
The maggots went after the bunny. A lady spent 90 minutes bathing in 10 gallons of maggots.
Good for her.
I'd imagine, 90 minutes. That's a lot of time for maggots to find nooks and crannies.
Yeah.
You might not even have known you had.
Oh, good point.
We're talking the gooch,
Yeah.
Ashley.
I don't like the. I'm getting queasy.
Your orifices may have some company after sitting in
I would think
a
so.
maggot
You'll
bath.
probably be finding those for a while.
Anybody here think they could eat a cockroach?
No.
No. Here come the texts about my mom, but definitely not. Definitely not.
Then you probably couldn't handle 36 in a minute.
Oh. Found one in my garage yesterday, and I had Lindahl put my house up for sale.
Oh, like the
It was a big
real
one.
size one.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's scary.
It was a big one.
Could you hold a
Praying for you.
rattlesnake in your yapper?
Yes.
You really think you can
I
hold
think so, yeah.
But
as long as the snake consented. If the snake was cool with that, I wouldn't want to do it against its will. But
You're not putting a rattlesnake in your yapper.
Yeah, I could. I love snakes.
Well, but
Send your text.
it could kill you.
Well, I mean,
I forgot about that part.
yeah, I mean, I guess I'm assuming they're taking out the venom or whatever a rattlesnake kills you with.
I don't know that. But a dude held 13 full-grown rattlesnakes in his big old yap for 10 seconds. 1,000, 2, 1,000.
I don't think I could fit 13 in there. Go ahead, send your text. I honestly, I don't think that's a lot of rattlesnakes. It must have been tiny.
Maybe I've found one that's doable. And this is actually in the book, the Guinness Book of World Records. Most prolonged fart.
This topic just came up. Ah, shoot. I think I was listening to a radio station and some guy was talking about it. This is tough for me to believe it lasted this long.
All right. A guy from England, and this is how they put it in the story, held his brown note. Is that like a new social media way to say fart?
I've never heard that one.
Okay. He held on to one brown note. Okay, this never happened.
See, that's what I'm saying. I thought the guy that I heard talk about, I thought he made it up, and so I Googled it. I'm like, no way.
There's not a chance that this happened. I thought, Josh, I didn't pre-read much of this.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I don't. This is tough for me to.
I didn't pre-read most of how did I just say it? Most of this. I did not. I looked at some of the headlines. I didn't read a lot of the details. My bad. All I saw was 42 seconds. But the record for most prolonged fart is 2 minutes and 42 seconds.
No.
I am not a third grader. I'm not going to believe anything that you tell me. This did not happen. There are pop songs that are 2 minutes and 42 seconds. So I'm not buying it.
I bet I've peed close to that, though. I will.
Yeah, you have.
I would, if you challenge me on it, I'll go ahead. I'd be happy to show you. But I can't imagine somebody holding the, quote, brown note. I mean, even 2 minutes seems like, I don't know, man. But 2 minutes and 42 seconds.
But you're gonna prolapse.
You get some trouble coming, that's for sure.
And then what?
That poor adjudicator, right? The Guinness person that's got to stand in.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Down there listening.
Just put my nose plug on. Let's go.
I mean, come on. No, it never happened for 2 minutes. Especially when you compare it to the world's longest burp. Aren't they very similar?
Yeah, it was around there. That seemed a little hard to believe.
A burp and a fart, very similar, are they not? I don't know. I didn't go to school for the world's longest burp is 18 seconds, but we're supposed to believe that the world's longest fart was 2 minutes and 4. I don't know about that. We're going through some of the, I guess, the more disgusting Guinness Book records. Oh, hell, a famous person is in here. One of my favorite athletes, too, Takeru Kobayashi, who is going to destroy Joey Chestnut come Labor Day.
Oh, do you think so?
Destroy.
I don't know. I'm going the other way on that one.
I know you are. You love Joey Chestnut. I'm a Kobayashi guy.
I used to love Kobayashi.
He has the record for most cow brains eaten. I guess that's... He went ahead and ate 17.7 pounds of cow brains.
That's a lot.
Do we have... Is it okay if we talk about the world's longest ejaculation?
I kind of want to talk about it. I kind of want to beat this record.
We finally found one. Okay. My original goal was maybe we can find something to get involved in that one of us could make a run at. Josh, you're our guy.
We believe in you. You're our only hope.
18 feet.
That guy's been backed up a while.
Wow.
Fire hose.
Oh my gosh. I imagine that's got to have some power behind it.
Yeah, 18 feet.
So I'm imagining if it was like a normal situation. Oh my gosh, that would be insane.
What do you mean by normal situation?
Like having sex with someone?
Yeah,
versus what?
Versus what?
Like him
versus
just
measuring it.
Yeah, him just measuring it, because I imagine like an 18-foot finish wouldn't be that pleasant to receive as a woman.
You get bruised?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if we did this on stage, I could hit the second row. No problem.
She was an 18-footer.
Oh, my God.
Crazy.
And the guy's name is Horst.
No way.
Horst Schultz is the record. He sounds like a German. Horst Schultz.
Yeah, I want to know how long he had to save that up for.
I don't know. You really want to know that?
Yeah. If that had anything to do with that, or that's just a daily occurrence.
What he did for his prep work to build it up.
Yeah.
Where did he end up when it was over? Was he 6 foot? Did he? You see where I'm going with that?
Blasted through a wall.
Did he go 6 feet backwards?
I'd like to know, when he's at a gathering of Guinness World Records holders, how do they look at him? Are they impressed or oh, for God's sake?
I'd be scared of that guy.
Everyone's got name tags with what they did for the world record.
You got the world's tallest man.
Yeah.
Dude,
the world's strongest man.
The guy with the longest fingernails, the guy with the biggest tumor, whatever. Guys who earned it. They earned it. They look over and go, what the hell is this guy doing here? He's here again. He came to the meeting again.
I'd also like to know the exit velocity. Maybe now we're overthinking this.
The analytics.
But I mean, 18 feet.
I don't know.
That's bigger than this. We're in a large room here. Maybe it's 18 feet from side to side. Do we have a tape measure somewhere?
Picture the poor guy from Guinness in a hazmat suit and a tape measure, measuring it out.
I think you're right, Josh. At the Guinness Book of World Records,
their Christmas party.
The dude with the 18-foot money shot and the dude with the 2-minute and 42-second fart, they sit at their own table. They do. No one wants to get any on them.
So wait, how did your girlfriend die? Well, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm. There's also a... Oh, okay. Oh, anyone could do this. Okay. It would take some time. The largest nose hair collection. We're not talking about growing one giant. We're talking about you just collect your nose hairs, okay?
Didn't Josh, you say you have a lot of ear hair?
I do.
No, I just say it grows fast.
Okay.
All of us, I'll take care of it one day, and the next day there's one that's way longer than the ones I already took care of.
Maybe that's one you could beat then. Just keep clipping it.
I don't know. I saw the record here, and I don't think so.
I have ear hair problems. And I'm not just talking about in the ear. I'm talking about on the ear.
Oh, everywhere.
Yeah, that's where I get it. On ear.
On the ears.
Like an earlobe thing.
This guy, largest, oh God, I'm sorry, we're running late. The guy with the largest nose hair collection, he started snipping his nose hairs. I just did that a couple days ago. It's fun. Sometimes you nick yourself. That hurts like hell.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to get a device made for it.
No, see, I bought one of those. I bought one of those. It was garbage.
I can't.
It hurt like a bastard, and it didn't work. So
mine works well.
I threw it out a window. I was so pissed off. I was so excited to get an automatic nose hair tearer outer, right? You put a little battery in it. Burp.
Mm-hmm.
It hurt a player, and I threw it out a window.
Oh.
And now I just use the damn scissors.
There's like 3 strands of hair that I can never get. And even if I leave it up there for 2 minutes, nope, still doesn't cut it.
All right.
Move it around.
This
still
guy,
can't get it.
Even with all the cocaine you do?
Yeah, shocking.
This guy started in 2009. You started snipping his nose hairs, putting them in a bucket. And as of today, he has 584 nose hairs in his collection. There. Forget about Josh trying to build up that 18-foot shot. Start collecting your nose hair.
I told you that I
just
grew-
talking about it, I'm itching my nose.
A guy in high school I knew, a friend of a friend, he collected, since he was a baby, his parents started it, his toe and fingernail clippings. And he had them in basically a cauldron. And when I saw it, this thing was damn near full. It was disgusting.
Okay.
He was maybe a senior in high school. I met him maybe 8th or 9th grade.
So it wasn't his fault. He was inspired by his parents. Why did his parents...
I don't know. They thought, oh, baby's first nail trim, and then they just kept going.
Were these the nudists that you used to hang out
No,
with?
different group.
Well, Danhausen collects the teeth of his enemies, and he puts them in a jar, and then he shoves it down another enemy's throat.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Well, maybe he's got a world record of some sort.
All of what you said is absolutely true. Every word of it.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Yeah, we're getting there. We were having a conversation a few minutes ago about some of the more bizarre records. Some of them just straight up gross records in the Guinness Book. And boy, we learned some things, didn't we? One of the more fascinating records was apparently the world's farthest money shot. In Cubby, it was an 18-footer.
That's
amazing.
That's just too much.
Got a few people
Nobody needs that.
No. A few people texted in and said, that's the size, the length of my fishing boat, for Christ's sake. You know,
one end to the other.
One end to the other.
Stern to bow.
Stern to bow. Some inside information may have come into the program on the record holder, that 18-foot money shot. The record holder, some cat by the name of Horst Schultz. You can look that up. That's really his name. A listener seems to think he or she knows how to prime yourself for such a thing. A lot of folks texted in and said, ooh, that's some world-class edging right there. But apparently, according to one... Gotta be.
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly involved.
According to one listener, the guy did a lot of workouts on his pelvic floor. I hear that said out loud now and again, something or another about our pelvic floor needs to be strengthened for this or that, okay?
I just had mine waxed.
They also mentioned...
Do that?
Yeah.
They also mentioned that maybe the guy did various exercises and included the use of electrical muscle stimulation machines.
Yeah, that's how you strengthen it.
Okay.
All those things.
So does that make you feel a little bit better about your weak little finish? The guy was, it wasn't just some average guy walking in and pow, you know what I mean?
He trained for this.
He trained for it. Right, that's where I'm going with
He
this.
might have already had an aptitude, though. I mean, he might have been at 9 feet and then decided, you know what, I only got to double this to make a world record. So I bet well, I don't know what to say without being too gross, but I bet he wasn't somebody where it wasn't that impressive. I bet it was already pretty decent when he started.
He was a gamer going into it.
Or I guess you could look at it like maybe he wasn't. Maybe he dealt with this and decided, I'm going to make a change in my life because he wasn't impressed, and then he just went a little too far.
God knows.
Literally.
Only God knows. Now, one of the other records that we covered, and we're not buying it, according to the Guinness Book of World Records, the all-timer as far as prolonged farts is how they put it, 2 minutes and 42 seconds.
It's tough to believe.
Tough to believe. I mentioned that, hell, there are songs on the radio that last 2 minutes. And I got a text from a listener that says, I just learned this morning from your program that Tom Petty's song, Don't Do Me Like That, is one record fart long.
Just fart during the entire song.
Now, Old Smokey Jesus texted the program. And I've heard of this. Thank you for the text, Old Smokey. I've heard about this kid, and I think I've seen him on television. Old Smokey Jesus says his friend's son is in the book for biggest mouth gape in the world. Did anyone else see this kid?
Oh, yeah,
it's
a local kid. We talked about him. He's a local kid. Yep.
There you go. Mouth gape. Your friendly neighborhood garbage man also texted. Now, we didn't have this. I don't think I saw this in the article we were covering about Guinness World Records. Did I skip over this? The loudest orgasm ever recorded?
I think we have that audio.
Did I? Yeah.
I don't think you mentioned
Waffle?
it.
Not yet.
I didn't mention it, no.
Just leave it up. Leave it up from now on. There we are.
Loudest, not longest, loudest, okay. Your friendly garbage man, Jesus, listens to the show frequently. He knows something that all four of you know. I am a tremendously loud orgasmer.
I hate that.
Everyone in the county knows when I get some.
Absolutely hate it.
I know you hate that about me. Hate it about me. You hate that I talk about it. You hate that I'm proud of it. So, friendly neighborhood garbage man wants to know if I think I could beat the record. I don't know. I don't have it in front of me. Can anyone look that up? What is the record for the loudest? I'm guessing it's measured in decibels?
Yes, most likely, right?
That's how you do that.
Or fluid ounces, I guess, depending on who's orgasming. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I could. But I'd have to have the numbers in front of me before I tried to tackle something like that.
I can find the most in an hour.
Oh, yeah, wow. We're looking for loudest. I guess we'll have to get back to you on this. I don't know if I think I could beat that. I mean, I know I'm good. I don't know if I'm that damn good.
I wonder if it was even recorded. I can't find anything.
Well, if it's a record.
It's in the record book, Wapple. Of course it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's available for audio for you to. That's not what I'm saying. Don't try to.
I'm looking for the actual record online.
Yeah. What decibel level did he or she reach? I'm interested. I'll close with that. Your friendly neighborhood garbage man, Jesus. I'm interested.
Trying to put together. All right, so 2:42. That's what we're claiming for the longest fart. Okay?
2 minutes and 42 seconds.
2 minutes and 42 seconds. So here would be a representation of that. It all sounds crap. Pardon the pun. Let me see if I can. You know what? This is taking too long to put together. I'll tell you what. It's ridiculous.
You were going to play.
Yeah, I can't preview it over here, so I stretched it out, and it sounds terrible. But yeah, 2:42. That's absolutely insane.
There's probably, if we spent the time and looked through the Guinness Book of World Records, maybe we'd find dozens and dozens of records that we're not believing. Not trying to just pick on the prolonged fart record holder here, but we're not believing that. We don't think that anybody can let it ride for 2 minutes and 42 seconds. I'm sorry.
If we think of it, maybe this time tomorrow we can I'll make a 2 minute and 42 second fart, and we can just play it and talk over it to show like how long that really is.
Oh, and by the way, Full Turbo Jesus texted as well. There was a record we covered where a lady bathed in maggots for 90 minutes. That's the all-time record. If you want to break the record for bathing in maggots, you got to go beyond 90 minutes. Full Turbo Jesus. That grossed some of you out. Some of you, Ashley, you didn't like the sound of maggots.
Not at all.
Full Turbo says he's in the garbage industry. He says they call maggots in the garbage industry dancing rice.
Oh. Yeah, it kind of looks like that, doesn't it?
Right.
This text reads, could I get a birthday shout out for my boy Hud, turning the big 06 today? Hope you have a great day looking for creatures. Love, Dad. NBA Jesus wishes his wife a happy anniversary. Thank you so much for listening. Have a heck of a hump day, and we hope you'll be back with us tomorrow.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
Celebrate Christmas in July with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Get huge savings with $1,776 off a new multi-head ductless system. Visit standardheating.com to discover all the goodies in Santa's bag.